And in Bahrain, with Iran launching more drones targeting U.S. sites in the region. The U.S. carried out strikes for the past 10 days with hostilities ramping up. Pentagon officials are asking for more funding for the war. It follows the deaths of 3 U.S. service members at a base in Jordan. ABC's Martha Raddatz is in Amman.
The administration is requesting nearly $70 billion to pay for this war, and Secretary Hegseth and the Joint Chiefs Chairman will be on the Hill to defend that request. They will also likely be asked about the injuries and fatalities.
The suspect in yesterday's attack outside Manhattan's Federal Plaza will appear in court today, likely where prosecutors will detail criminal charges. Andrew Arabaka was taken into custody immediately after he allegedly set fire, and that spilled onto the outdoor stairwell, the gasoline, tossing a firework onto it. Tropical storm Bertha gaining strength off of Florida's Gulf Coast, expected to make landfall sometime in the coming days. This is ABC News. 2 Greek-American tourists are recovering in the hospital after police say they were stabbed near the Acropolis earlier today. Here's ABC's James Longman.
This happened right outside the Acropolis Museum. It's an area crowded with early morning tour groups. This is Greece's top tourist attraction, and it was open early this morning because of the heat wave. Police say the suspect had been out in the street brandishing a knife, and he is now in custody. He's described as a 60-year-old man with severe psychological problems.
There's a new way to get medicine for your pet. CVS rolling out a new pet prescriptions feature.
The procedure will be the same way us humans get your medicine. Your vet will either give you a paper prescription that you can bring to the store, or they can call it in, and then you just pick it up. And just like that, your pets have the medications they need. And just like with people, medications can be refilled automatically, and some can even be delivered right to your door.
ABC's Rhiannon Alley, CVS says it will be available for all of its 9,000 locations across the U.S. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Days are numbered for Kalshi bets in our state. That is one story coming up. Your traffic first, though, out toward Hood Canal. A marine crossing is underway at the Hood Canal Bridge, and there are big backups heading in from both directions. Heading through Seattle, South 5 slows from Northgate in the downtown. North 5, you're going to slow near the Michigan curve to I-90, catch a little break, and then we jam up again approaching 520. Over toward Bothell, South 405 is heavy between 527 and 522. And if you're heading through Kent, northbound I-5 at South 272nd, that right lane's blocked by maintenance crews. Just a brief backup at the scene. This report brought to you by KIRO Newsradio.
KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. Today and tomorrow could be the hottest days of the year in the Seattle area, with temperatures expected to surpass 90 degrees. National Weather Service forecaster Jacob DeFlitch says there's a heat advisory in place until late Wednesday night.
Drink a lot of fluids, stay in air-conditioned rooms, and also checking up on your neighbors and relatives during this period, because this is going to be a hot stretch coming up for us.
Our westerly winds, nature's air conditioner, are expected to return in a couple of days. The usual reminders and precautions apply. Wear sunscreen, don't exercise outdoors in the height of the afternoon, and don't leave kids or pets in a parked car. The Seattle Police Department has fewer officers now than it did before the World Cup, according to a department staffing document obtained by the Jason Rantz Show on Seattle Red. 853 officers are available to answer 911 calls, down from 868 in mid-June. SPD says the June losses are tied to pension timing. Officers must retire by June 30th to receive a cost of living adjustment the following year. A judge has sided with Washington State in its effort to stop Kalshi from offering online event betting. Attorney General Nick Brown says the company's prediction markets amount to illegal gambling because users risk money on uncertain outcomes in exchange for payouts. The court found the state is likely to prove violations of Washington's Gambling Act and Consumer Protection Act. Kalshi markets include bets on sports, elections, and other events. The company can respond before the court issues a final order next month. Animal control officers are trying to figure out who is abandoning dogs in Puyallup. According to a Facebook post from the Metro Animal Shelter, crews have found several unclaimed dogs. They are turning up at Wildwood Park, Clarks Creek Park, and Bradley Lake Park. Staff say many of the dogs are suffering from malnutrition and skin conditions. The shelter is also asking for donations of dry and wet puppy food. A new look at IRS migrations records show King County is still losing residents, but many are just moving next door. KIRO News Radio's Katrina Gouchard reports.
The IRS data is based on tax return address changes. Snohomish County attracts the largest share of movers, with Pierce and Kitsap counties close behind. Thurston County, south of Olympia, and Whatcom County near the Canadian border also saw significant gains in King County residents. The trend points to one major factor: housing cost. Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
And let's check out that KIRO News Radio weather. The next couple of days are going to be hot, hot, hot. Low to mid-90s today and tomorrow with hazy conditions. Thursday will cool down to around 80, maybe a passing shower and partly sunny, and then mostly sunny and 80 Friday. Hazy and 77 in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio. With your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome to the show. Happy Tuesday to everybody out there. Jake Skorheim sitting alongside Spike O'Neill. Spike, welcome to the show.
Thank you, brother. Happy Tuesday to you.
Spike, we have such a fun show today. So much stuff to get to. We have so much great audio. We get to be excited about the Mariners in just a minute, which is a new thing for a little bit. We also get to talk about two of the weirder stories these are crime stories.
Yeah.
That are local crime stories. And I'm going to ask the audience to judge which one is stranger, because they're both wild and should not be happening, but they are. So we'll talk about that. We got a great question of the day here in just a couple minutes, and then we're going to come back to that at 1:30 and get all your responses. Just an embarrassment of riches. But I also want to tease ahead to 2:30, because we get a text message right before the start of the show from friend of the show, our buddy, Todd Myers, Washington Policy Center.
Yeah, solid citizen.
Solid citizen.
Usually a good head on his shoulders.
Well, Todd and I agree on something that you called asinine. And you called him out on the air. You didn't even give him a chance to defend himself. You said, hey.
He doesn't need me to defend him.
No, he'll defend himself.
Okay.
He texted right before the show, and he was being funny about it. And he goes, hey, I saw this thing where Spike had, we'd post a bunch of stuff online.
Yeah,
and you had said that his opinion was asinine.
I did, yeah.
It's
tough to do to a guy you like.
It's a climate-related thing. Jay Inslee said something that I believe is the asinine thing, but you and I disagree on that. Mm-hmm. And then Todd Myers said something in response to Jay Inslee. All these guys just calling each other out. Well, lots of fun.
Yeah. It's great.
But instead of just like the back and forth on X, which means nothing, Todd is going to show up in person.
Yeah.
And the two of you can hash it out. And then finally you and I don't have to argue about stuff.
Shows a lot of courage to want to come back on and defend an asinine position like you took. You
know what?
I'm impressed.
Spike, you do it on the show every single day. You are the most courageous man in America.
I lead by example, brother.
I'm just kidding.
I'm the lead cow.
Can we the first cow through?
I'm the first cow out onto the prairie. Lead cow.
Can we start for the lead of the show today? Can we start with some just fun stuff that we can all agree on is just fun?
Sure. Yeah,
can we talk about the Mariners for a second? Can we talk about Cal Raleigh's Grand Slam and what set up the Grand Slam? Do you want to give the audience a little insight? Are you aware of the circumstances surrounding this?
Absolutely, I'm aware of the circumstances.
Explain this to the audience, because this was like such a fun moment. The Mariners trounced the Reds, and take it from there.
So the Mariners are leading the Reds at one point in the game. I believe it was the seventh inning. Might have been the eighth.
Bottom of seventh.
Bottom of seventh. The M's are up 3-0, and they got 2-1. And the manager of the Cincinnati Reds, Terry Francona, decides he's going to walk. He's going to walk.
Dom
Canzone. He's going to walk the guy ahead of Cal Raleigh. He'd rather face Cal Raleigh.
He wants to pitch to Cal Raleigh. Exactly.
With the bases loaded. Now, when you look at this from Cal's, he's batting average about still in the 160s.
Not great.
It's not. I mean,
it's not last year.
He's fought an injury.
Sure.
He had an incredibly taxing off season, which I think had something to do with his first half struggles.
Yeah.
They played deeper into October than ever. The Mariners. He was selling everything from beer to honey buckets.
Sure, I think he still is.
Finally getting a star moment and his attention that he deserves.
Yes.
Played in the World Baseball Classic.
Yep.
Long story short, Francona decides I'd rather face Cal Raleigh.
Let me ask you a question about that. Is that mind games? Obviously, he knows that Cal has it in him to do damage if he wants to, if he gets his pitch and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But is that mind games where he's trying to get in Cal's head before the pitcher has even had an opportunity to throw to him? He says, I'd rather pitch to you. because I don't think that you can do anything with this.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely mind games. He was trying to see he was testing Cal's mettle.
Yeah.
Right then and there. And it's actually, from a defense managerial standpoint, it's a left-hander for Canzone. It's a left-hander, right-hander for Cal Raleigh.
Listen, if you're just going by the actuarials,
if you want to just read the tables
Yeah.
and pull your shot, it took about one pitch for Cal to prove him wrong.
Cal's got a little more metal than that manager thought.
Yeah.
Here's the pitch. Swung on and destroyed. It's on its way. Upper deck just short. Going sail away. Grand slam. Cal Raleigh. He crushes it into space. A big blast for Cal. It is 7-0 Mariners. This place is unglued. It's a frenzy now, thanks to Cal Raleigh.
Okay, so
Destroyed. I love that.
Fantastic.
Upper deck, first pitch.
6th career grand slam.
And the pitcher, you're right about Francone. He's trying to get inside Cal's head.
Yeah.
And the pitcher, it was Ferguson, right? Yeah, Ferguson. He decides, I'm just going to hang a curveball out there because I think Cal might be unsure of himself because he's only batting 167 and he's not having the MVP season he had last year.
Cal sat on it.
Yeah, okay.
And then swung that big dumper around.
Thanks, meatball.
Jacked it.
See ya.
Yeah,
Destroyed.
Pretty cool.
To quote the greats.
So the Mariners are now, they're in first place.
They're back in first. A game over 500, half game up on Rangers.
51-50.
Yeah.
Which is, that's better than a coin flip. That's pretty good. And so the question, this leads to our question of the day, and then we got more Mariners stuff to talk about because there was a really interesting incident that you and I disagree on heavily that happened in the game.
Yeah.
Which we'll talk about in just one second. But here's the question for the audience. Is it okay to be a bandwagon fan? We haven't talked a lot about the Mariners so far because, I'll be honest, there hasn't been a lot of good news to talk about with the Mariners. But right now, they're in first place again.
Yeah.
If you go back and look at the timeline of the show, last time we talked about the Mariners, they were in first place.
We checked the tape.
And then they fell out of first
and we've
place.
abandoned them since as they've struggled.
Yeah. And then we said, you know what's interesting? European football. That's what's interesting.
Well,
let's get into that.
To be fair, the World Cup comes to town, every 4 years for the whole planet. It's been, 40 years, I think, since we got to host the World Cup in America?
No, it was a big deal.
It was a big deal.
Yeah,
that's fair.
They
invested a whole bunch of money.
But we didn't mention
It's not like there was a pickleball tournament we focused on.
That's true.
Right? It was the World Cup.
That's true. But we didn't mention the Mariners.
At all. But here's the thing, everybody loves a winner. The bandwagon's always got far more, occupants than seats. Always the case, right? I am always mystified. I love, diehard Mariner fans, I get it. You're there, win, lose, or draw. You're always there. You're season ticket holders.
You're Aaron Granillos.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No matter what, you're a true believer, true to the blue.
Sure.
Right? They resent bandwagon fans.
Do they really?
They do. I cannot tell you how many times, you guys, where were you guys when we were blah, 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 blah. I hear it all the time.
I didn't know they resented us.
Because there's a sense of community and pride for being a long-suffering, never been in the World Series.
A little bit of sticking to them.
A little bit of sticking, yes. So isn't it okay to be when the party's happening? I don't dance when there's no music.
Who doesn't want more?
Right.
Even in politics, they talk about we want to be a big tent. You want people to show up. That's a good thing. So you tell me that they'd rather stop people at the door and say, hey, you know what? You weren't here when we were losing, so you cannot be here when we're winning.
Yeah, or they resent us recent bandwagoner fans who jump on, because I do it myself.
Everybody does it.
I don't dig up my Mariner jersey.
You think every psycho like Aaron Granillo, you can't live life like that. I mean, that's an incredible amount of
And to be fair, the Northwest has a unique environment because you go to a town like, I don't know, Cincinnati per se, right?
Yeah.
Who's playing at the ballpark again today. Ain't a lot to do in Cincinnati. You're either a Bengal fan or you're a Reds fan.
Sure.
I mean, sure. I'm sure they've got a fine food truck community.
Sure.
But in the Northwest, in the summertime, you got to compete for the recreational time.
Yeah.
And dollars.
Absolutely.
The Mariners have maybe one of the toughest jobs in all of baseball. Competing with this region during the summer season, it's a tough get.
There's a lot of stuff to go do. We're a good outdoorsy
So when
community.
the M's start playing 500 ball or below, when they have a tough stretch due to injury or whatever it might be, mismanagement, who knows?
So that's the question for the audience. Yeah. Numaco Casino Resort text line 888-973-5476. Question of the day. Is it okay to be a Fairweather fan? And if you are a Fairweather fan, you can tell us about it. And if you're a diehard fan that hates Fairweather fans, I'm very interested to hear from you. We will read some of those.
Sure.
And if you have a message to all of the Fairweather fans out there then we're happy to help you spread it, as long as you don't use too many curse words, because we're going to have to bleep those out.
I mean, I read a nice piece today about, he tested Cal. They tested Cal last night, and Cal answered the bell. Is that what he needed?
He was not found wanting.
No, he was. Great.
Can we play? I want to play a quick clip from the Cal's post game, and then we're going to get into this kind of controversial thing that happened during the game. Mm-hmm. This is a little bit of Cal in the post game, and he talks about, people really like seeing this. He talks about the team is like starting to hustle, which is good. You're on the other side of the All-Star break. You're 51-50 right now. You're leading. This is a good time to start being good again.
Rangers coming to town next, right?
Yes.
I feel like the last 3 games, the energy has definitely been up. Hustling, doing the little things. I saw tonight.
By the way, quick pause. He's in his cut-off
sleeveless shirt,
sitting in a. Yeah. That's a cocky, bold move. That's a man who hits a grand slam.
If you go up there and whiff.
No, you have long sleeves on.
Yeah.
You have one of those things where you're like, what's the thing for people with like sensitivities where they put their fingers in a hole in the? They have like a finger thing on so it's stretched to the maximum length of your arm.
Okay.
They all have finger holes, and everything they sell these days has finger holes in it. So it's almost like you're wearing a glove, but it's a shirt. And if he had been a failure yesterday, he basically would have shown up, fully clothed. But he's strong.
He's
peacocking right now.
There you go.
Because he's looking good, and people like it.
I had a couple plays where, and even the other day, guys fumble ball, running hard down the line, playing with energy in the field, and I know that's what we're capable of, and I think the game will reward you when you're playing it the right way, and like I said, they've been very, very good, very positive, and lots of energy in the dugout, and you can feel it. I feel really good about where we're heading.
He acknowledged also, he goes, it's been a hard year.
It's been a hard year. Overall it's frustrating. And I think sometimes we can, start to, feel sorry for yourself or, get a little frustrated. But understanding that, there's still a lot of season left and, we're still in the hunt of it. And we still have a job to do. And I think, understanding that and guys kind of taking on that challenge of, okay, we're going to show up every day and, we don't really care about ourselves or the individual performance. We're trying to play for each other, play for the team, and I think that's something that we kind of went over and talked and trying to make that a point of emphasis of obviously team first, playing hard and playing the game the right way, and the rest will fall into place based on who we have in this locker room.
How do you feel about that? Good.
Great. I feel great about that. And I misspoke.
His head feels like he's in the right spot.
Yeah, well, because he's the team captain.
Yeah.
This is a guy that spends more time watching tape, leading, managing this pitching staff. Had the weight of the world on his shoulders last year. Julio stepped up in the second half, I think, and helped Cal.
Yeah. Is it not the Rangers?
No, the Ranger. We go to the Rangers.
Oh, we go to the Rangers. Gotcha.
Because after the Cincinnati game, 4 in Texas and then 3 at the Dodgers. This is a tough road trip coming up. A very tough road trip.
It's nice though. They'll get a little break from the heat going to Texas.
Yeah, right.
Because it's so hot here.
Jeez, whiz.
Can I play you? This is kind of a controversial thing that happened. And for anybody who's not a massive sports fan, this is just a fun argument to have. During the game, this was yesterday, right? Yeah, this was
last
yesterday.
night. Yeah.
Okay, so during the game, you have the pitcher that Cal jacked a grand slam off of, Caleb Ferguson. He's pitching to I don't know who he was pitching to at this point, but anyway, he gets a hit. And
he doesn't really get a hit.
Well,
he shoots a grounder up the middle.
He makes contact with the ball, and it should have been an out.
Right.
Unfortunately, there was a big umpire in the way, and the umpire ends up blocking the ball. You'll hear we have Aaron Goldsmith's call of it, and you're going to hear their description of what's happening on the field. The umpire is not a small fellow. He's kind of
he's a full-size umpire.
He's a full-size umpire.
Crew chief, too.
And he's sitting there, and he definitely interferes with the play. He's not obviously meaning to do so, but he can't get out of the way fast enough. And then the pitcher turns around, and you can hear, and there's a reference at the very end of this clip where they say, we don't need John Boy Media to give us a breakdown of what he was saying. You can tell by what the pitcher's saying. He says, bleeping bleep, get out of the way, you fat bleeping bleep.
Yeah.
And you can hear him say that, like yelling that in the field. Let me play you what happened, and then you and I can talk about whether or not that pitcher stepped over the bounce.
Chopping up the middle. Arroyo runs into the umpire And with that, the Mariners have him on the corners. Bill Miller, our crew chief. Wrong place, wrong time. Sorry about it, man.
Yep.
Ferguson not very pleased.
No, he wasn't. I got that much. No John Boy needed for that one.
So it's pretty clear what he's saying. Do you think the pitcher overreacted to a mistake on the field by the umpire? And if people haven't seen it, it's he makes an effort, but he just can't get out of the way.
The umpire starts backpedaling on this play, and this is what umpires do, right? He's trying to get out of the field of play, let the players make the play on the ball. This is a ball that's kind of just to the third base side of in the shortstop hole.
Yeah, it's
right?
in a weird spot.
A shortstop can make that play. Second base can make that play. I think maybe the umpire thought the shortstop was, but he collided right with the second base. It would have been an inning-ending out.
Yep.
And Ferguson, who, if you remember the tape from a moments ago, the guy who served up the grand salami to Cal,
sure,
the same guy, clearly he's having a frustrating evening.
Not having a great day.
And for him to blow out some personal attacks and fat-shaming a full-sized umpire, I think it was above and beyond acceptable decorum for Major League Baseball players. I understand you're frustrated. You're in a 7-0 game.
Seems...
He
calls him a bleeping bleep bleep.
A fat bleepity bleepity.
A bleeping
move
fat
your fat
bleep.
Blank, you fat bleepity.
Get out of the
bleepity.
way, you fat bleeping bleep.
That's fat shaming, and that's his. I understand his frustration.
I don't think he was looking at him though. Okay, so here's my take on this. I'm not trying to defend the Reds pitcher. Obviously, I want them to fail miserably, and I'm happy that they lost.
And it was a 7-0 game at that point.
7-0 game.
And it's not like it was the 11th inning of a tie game for the playoffs.
As an umpire, do you think that he's in the optimal physical condition to make sure that he's not getting out of the way to make sure he can get out of the way of plays?
Well, if they always let him play behind home plate, he'll never lose any of the weight. You got to put him in the field.
Well, he's in the field.
I know he has some say.
You can't miss him in the field.
Umpires have a lot of leeway in their physicality. You take an NBA ref or an NFL referee; those guys backpedal it at top speed.
You can't have a heavy say because they're running all the time.
You can't do that in the NFL or the NBA.
Yeah,
but I say that because those guys, it's understood that in the NBA or in the NFL and in Major League Baseball, umpires are part of the field. They are part of the field.
But if they're taking up a large part of the field, wouldn't that be frustrating? If you were pitching, you're a professional.
Sure, yes.
You're a professional pitcher, and Cal Raleigh has just embarrassed you. Just embarrassed you.
You tried to man up to Cal Raleigh, and he took you to the second
You're
deck.
about to end the inning.
Yeah.
And
get
then
out of there.
So you hole in the field appears.
This black hole of umpiring.
I don't think he was necessarily looking at the guy. I think it was an emotional reaction.
It was an emotionally charged reaction.
But I don't think he looked at him ahead of time and went like, I disapprove of his body. I'm going to shame his body. Guys just don't think that way. He could care less.
I know.
He's trying to be mean because he feels
he's spitting out a lot of personal poison right there.
He feels
he's mad at himself.
He's mad at himself.
Yes, absolutely.
He's taking it out on the umpire who clearly.
Yeah.
But could the umpire at that point, could he have stepped in and been like, hey, you can't call me that?
I wish you could have ejected him. The umpire could have ejected him at that point. Because you can't.
I was wondering about that.
Have you seen Bull Durham, right?
Yeah.
Remember what he called? Don't call me. I think threw.
See, there you go.
They threw Crash out of the game.
Language in
baseball.
They do,
but there's also a line you don't cross.
Well, I agree.
Right?
Yeah, they should.
I got to be completely transparent here, okay?
Yeah.
As a plus size guy myself.
Oh, did this?
The look on the umpire's face.
Oh no.
The look on the umpire's face after those pejoratives were hurled at him, were puked at him.
Yeah.
It hurt. It hurt the guy.
You think suddenly he was like,
look at that face. The guy,
he's 5 or 6 years old again, and he's feeling chubby.
Yes, he's hurt.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, well, that doesn't make me feel good. He shouldn't say.
Look at him. He's not. Yeah, I know. I'm a big fat blankety blank. I know. What? I try to go. Look at him. Look at him.
That's horrible.
It's horrible.
All right, I feel bad. I feel bad now. No, I feel bad.
We didn't even get to the two of the stupidest criminals.
We didn't even get to those stories.
They've got some shelf life. We can do that next. Let's remind them of the question of the day.
Question of the day: is it okay to be a bandwagon fan, fair weather fan? And if you're not a fair weather fan, if you're a diehard, is it okay? Or tell me why you hate fair weather fans so much.
It's funny because Aaron Granillo today would tell me, "No, I'm not a believer yet." He'll say after they've won 5 of 6, 3 in a row, he goes, "I'm not a believer yet."
Yeah, no, because he's been there.
Yes.
You know what? Let's do this. We're going to get to these 2 very strange crime stories next.
Okay.
And I think we should discuss those. And then you as the audience can decide which one is stranger.
Okay, cool.
All right, stick around. We'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Sunset Auto Family.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear the John Curley Show, 3 to 7.
The media's in the passenger seat. The government's driving the bus. Problem is, I don't know how the government gets people's trust back, and I don't know how the media gets the trust back as well. We've become a low-trust society. I don't know if we're as bad as the former USSR or Russia is now. Truth is whatever anybody pays it to be, and somebody wants to believe it for whatever reason somebody wants to believe it.
Watch live or later on the John Curley Show's YouTube channel.
30 years ago, Davis Law Group was founded to be the best law firm for our clients and our community. Our core values are to win, help, and serve. It means our success is defined by the difference we make in our clients' lives and the impact we can have in our community, not by giant settlement checks or shiny offices. Our mission to lift up the vulnerable extends beyond the courtroom to our charity partners, promoting safety, uplifting students, accident victims, foster youth, and the elderly. If you've been injured and want better results for your claim and for all of Washington, call Davis Law Group today.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Workdays work better with food. And not just any food, the good stuff. That's why there's Easy Cater, the workplace food platform where you can order from a huge variety of great restaurants for any group size, anytime, anywhere, all in one place. Whether it's gourmet deli trays for the client meeting, spicy noodles for the night shift, tacos for the weekend crew, or a big box of brownies to tell your team, thank you. Just use Easy Cater, one platform to feed them all and feed them well. Start an order at easycater.com.
What would you do if the person you love needed round-the-clock care and you had no plan to pay for it?
I was very worried about running out of money.
When Mike's wife was diagnosed with dementia, he turned to LifePoint Law and Elder Law attorney Rajiv Nagayich.
And then he said, you're going to be okay, but we have to get through these steps. Then I felt a whole lot better going into it. It was still a very difficult process, but in the end, I knew that there was someone there that if I needed help, understood what I'm going through.
LifePoint Law helped Mike protect his wife, his finances, and his future.
They laid it out really well up front. They give you a very in-depth plan. There are so many things that you don't know. I could never have done it on my own.
Register for a free LifePoint Law retirement planning seminar in Federal Way August 1st, Puyallup on the 4th, Tacoma on the 6th, or Bellevue August 8th. Space is limited, so sign up today at LifePointLaw.com. That's LifePointLaw.com.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
Doug.
Hot dog! Get your hot dog!
Customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
Hey, what are you doing?
I like your method. Direct, to the point. A little loud, but...
Listen, people don't buy car insurance the same way they do hot dogs.
Not yet, but both are customizable.
Popcorn! Get your popcorn!
Hey, this is a hot dog area.
And customize and save area. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn, understands the pressure that comes from owing money to the IRS. Don't let that pressure build. Call None Better Tax Resolution. From stress to success with IRS Solutions. Google NUNN. None Better Tax Resolution.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. Wildfire danger is growing across Washington as firefighters brace for another round of hot, dry, and windy weather. The state's largest wildfire is the Kaiser Canyon Fire in Okanogan County. It's burned 60,000 acres. Crews are racing to build containment lines before conditions worsen. The nearby Mottright fire has also grown rapidly, sending smoke into Spokane and much of eastern Washington. Meanwhile, lightning from recent thunderstorms has sparked 6 new fires in the North Cascades. Crews there are using aircraft and firefighters to keep the remote blazes small. Wildfire smoke is creating hazy skies and worsening air quality here in western Washington today and into Wednesday. Most communities will see moderate air quality. Whatcom and Skagit counties, along with areas north of Everett and the Cascade foothills, have the greatest chance of reaching unhealthy levels. Conditions should improve late Wednesday as cooler ocean air moves inland. Seattle Kraken CEO Todd Leiweke is sending a warning that more Washington business leaders are looking to move out of the state. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports he's calling on lawmakers to do something before it's too late.
Leiweke told an audience at the recent Economic Future Solutions Summit he's never seen Washington's business community as worried as it is today. He warned the state could face a business exodus and credit rating downgrades if lawmakers continue raising taxes and increasing spending instead of balancing the budget.
I do know a lot of people who own businesses, and I am shocked at how many are leaving. And we can say it doesn't matter and goodbye. It does matter.
Leiweke, a lifetime Democrat, says he supports the millionaire's tax, but it's time for lawmakers to wake up and create a fiscal plan that works. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Seahawks fans will get a behind-the-scenes look at the team this summer.
Let's do what we do, baby. Let's spin. Let's go.
HBO has announced a new premiere date for its Hard Knocks series featuring Seattle's training camp. The 5-episode series will debut August 4th and follows the Hawks as they prepare for the 2026 NFL season. It marks the first time the defending Super Bowl champions have been featured on the long-running NFL documentary series. And now check on Wall Street. Stocks are on the rebound, looking great. The Dow up 374, S&P 500 up 65, and the NASDAQ up 323. And now check on your KIRO News Radio traffic, brought to you by LeMay, America's Car Museum. Out toward Hood Canal, we're seeing miles-long backups heading towards Hood Canal Bridge from a recent marine crossing. We're looking at 4 to 5 mile backups here. South 5 into Seattle, slows from Northgate to I-90. Linwood to Seattle is going to take you 25 minutes tops. North 5 scattered slowing between the West Seattle Bridge and Ship Canal Bridge. And over on the east side, South 405, we've got scattered backups between Bothell and Bellevue. Linwood to Bellevue, a 25-minute trip. Super Summer Weekend is here at LeMay, America's Car Museum, and mostly free. Saturday Cars and Coffee Show, americascarmuseum.org. Mostly sunny with hazy conditions and a high near 90 today, 93 tomorrow before we cool down to 80 on Thursday and Friday. A heat advisory is in effect through late Wednesday night. Mostly sunny and 79 in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. A lot of stuff to get to. 1:30, we're going to do our question of the day. Is it okay to be a bandwagon fan or a Fairweather fan? Also, if you're not a Fairweather fan, if you're a diehard, please explain. We'd like to know. Mariners are in first place. People love it. Something else real fun about the Mariners. Somebody pointed out. They said the Mariners are 3-0 since Jimothy won the race. Isn't that great?
That's undeniable.
That genius little messed up looking raccoon just keeps on giving. People love him.
It's so funny. We want to get to these criminals.
We'll get to these in a second. Yeah, these weird
But the
crimes.
newsroom this morning was abuzz with all the new Jimothy connections.
What do you think that is, by the way? Why do you think they're so infatuated with a silly-looking raccoon?
He's adorable.
He is adorable.
He's an oddity.
He's an oddity.
He went who knows why things. If you knew why things went viral, we'd all be rich. We'd come up with one, deformed turtle. Who knows what? Who knew a raccoon with a birth defect would be the biggest thing on the face of the earth?
We should find a deformed turtle with maybe without a shell.
Without a shell.
And how adorable would that be? I mean, it's probably not healthy for him. But.
Well, I don't know how healthy Jimothy is, but NASA
seems to be doing.
NASA is bought into Jimothy.
I saw it.
Goodyear tires. Goodyear tires are saying, "Hey, you don't want bad tires. Preventing you from stopping and hitting and killing Jimothy."
Are you serious?
I swear to you.
Goodyear?
I swear to Goodyear.
This is getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand.
And there's a bobblehead coming, just so you know.
The problem is he has too much attention. We're putting too much on Jimothy. And here's my real fear. We're going to get to these weird crimes in just a second. Here's my real fear.
Okay.
He's a raccoon, right?
Yeah.
It's now Jimothy out there in a world that was pretty indifferent to him before. They were just kind of looking at him going like, that's a funny-looking raccoon.
Sure.
Look how he's arching his back.
Giving him some extra space.
Giving him a little space. Now everybody's trying to get close. And there's a lot of weird people out there. They might think to themselves, I don't even want to say it. They might think to themselves, I want a pet like Jimothy. And they might try to take him as a pet. That's not good.
No, that's
for the person or the wild animal.
Wild animal.
What happens if Jimothy disappears? What happens if Jimothy can't handle the spotlight? We all saw what happened to child stars. Jimothy's not ready for this.
No, he's not.
Fortunately, he's getting this attention as an adult, which statistically is the best time to get famous. If he were still a tiny little baby raccoon and he got super famous, drugs. He'd be running around with lady raccoons that he's not planning on marrying.
Oh.
It could be a bad life for him, living in the fast lane. Oh. I'm worried about that raccoon. Yeah. All right, 2 strange crimes. You guys can decide which ones you think are stranger. The first one is a hostage situation.
Yeah.
It's in California, but it actually comes from a guy who's a former Bellingham resident.
Yes.
So this is really bizarre because I saw this flash. We get all these news flashes in here. We have different machines and ticker machines that run across and tell us things that are happening. It's very old-fashioned. There's one in the corner that just spits out long pieces of paper.
We check our stocks.
It tells us what's happening. Yeah, we go check the ticker tape thing. That's where we get all of our news. You guys may not know that, but all of the news that you get is repackaged from a ticker tape machine from 1972. So there's a guy who was from Bellingham. He and his son are in California. And there are also, at the same time, 2 U.S. Forest Service biologists out investigating something with frogs.
Frog habitats. They're researching frog habitats.
Yes. And they're out there
California
doing whatever they're doing. Yeah. And 2 guys walk up to him with AR-15s, and they take him hostage.
Yeah.
And they hold him in their little trailer that's nearby. This is in the Shasta area.
Yeah.
Shasta Trinity National Forest. And they hold him hostage, and then the FBI has to get involved. There's a negotiating team. There's a SWAT team. Thank God everybody's released fine.
Yeah.
The weird thing about this story, let me give you one weird detail that doesn't reflect great on Washington. This is not this guy's first run-in with the law, which is not a surprise. This guy from Whatcom County, who is now being charged. If convicted, he and his son will face possible life sentences and I think a $250,000 fine. If they are
correct, yeah. If convicted, life imprisonment's on the table.
So his name is Joseph Hendrickson, and Seattle Times details that 4 years ago, Whatcom County prosecutors, they had him arrested for a hate crime. He was throwing apparently fireworks at his neighbor's house because he had some problem with the fact, allegedly, that they were Ukrainian or Russian.
Right.
I don't even think
it was
he
labeled
knew.
a hate crime.
Yeah, it was labeled a hate crime. And then there was some question about his mental stability because apparently his ex-wife had died the year before, and maybe people were suggesting that, he's just not been the same since his ex-wife passed away. Maybe she was the rock holding him together. We don't know. And so they lock him up, but they order him to undergo a mental evaluation.
Within 2 weeks.
Within 2 weeks.
Right.
Fast forward 4 months, and he's still in lockup. And so the judge says, well, you guys haven't given him an evaluation. We can't keep him locked up if you guys aren't going to evaluate him. So he ends up just being let go.
Right.
And it's unclear if they ever did an evaluation.
Never did.
It doesn't seem like it ever happened. So
here's a guy that was clearly in need of help.
Yes.
From a mental health perspective, ordered so by the court. State lets them down. State's Human Services, right?
Department of Social and Health Services, DSHS.
Totally dropped the ball. This guy with clearly mental health issues is kicked to the curb. Next thing you know, we're in the forest in Northern California. He's got AR-15s. He and his son graduated high school 3-4 years ago, and they're taking federal biologists hostage. Because they say, we got some Fed biologists here.
Listen real fast to the timeline here. If I was being held hostage, the timeline here would bug me. There would be other things that would bug me, but the timeline bugs me.
Okay.
They take them hostage. One of them calls on one of their one of the biologist phones to one of their either family members or coworkers. It's
one of the Hendricksons.
One of the Hendricksons calls one of the biologists. Basically, it's like a ransom call. Like we want to start negotiating with somebody. That's at 11 a.m. Local law enforcement then get everybody rounded up and involved so that they can then start negotiating with these people, which doesn't happen until 4:30 p.m. So for 5.5 hours, you're just sitting there waiting for them to call you back. That seems like a long time to me. So then at 4:30 p.m., they start going back and forth with FBI and SWAT team. Finally, at 1 a.m., and we're now talking about 13 hours since the original call was placed, they release one of the biologists, and then the second biologist is released 6 minutes later. This is a big win for the FBI because, hostage situations don't always turn out in a way like this. Both of the suspects also then turn themselves over and then were arrested without incident.
No harm, no foul, no shots fired.
Okay, so that's story number one. Story number two, 69-year-old, I'm going to read to you from my Northwest. You guys can check it out there. But 69-year-old former resident of Rhode Island, Texas, and Chicago was sentenced to 15 years in prison Friday for 3 federal felonies connected to his 2021 scheme to smuggle duffel bags of drugs across the strait bordering Washington, the Strait of Juan de Fuca, bordering Washington and Canada. He's doing it on a jet ski.
Well, this guy's bringing drugs up from California, up the West Coast.
But then he's trying to get them across on a jet ski,
to Vancouver Island.
Yeah, yes. Tugging a little like a
he's pulling a inflatable raft behind his jet ski, and we're talking about duffel bag after duffel bag after duffel bag.
According to evidence released at trial, he brought 300 pounds of meth and 1 kilogram of fentanyl powder up to the Olympic Peninsula from Southern California, attempting to use his jet ski in this inflatable raft. And then somewhere along the way, some of these bags fall out. And like there's a family on a beach in 2021 in Port Angeles that go over and they see a duffel bag, like half sunken in the water, like on the beach, as things sometimes turn up. And they look inside and there's 50 pounds of meth. And they're like, hey, we should call the cops, which is a good move. So the cops come in and this is all part of the investigation.
Yeah, this was 5 years ago.
And this happened multiple times, apparently. There was another incident where there was a deflated and half-sunken raft.
Half a Zodiac, they abandoned.
Which apparently was like the holding place for the drugs while somebody was renting a U-Haul and bringing the U-Haul in to get the drugs. The whole thing seemed very Walter White to me.
They had 7 duffel bags found stashed under a bridge near the pickup spot. And this guy was running a multi-decade drug running operation from California to the peninsula and then into Canada, multinational, multi-state federal crimes.
Is the jet ski? The jet ski was the part that jumped out to me. Looks like it would be a fun thing to do, but you're pulling so much meth.
You're pulling meth. It's in the cover of darkness. It's a lot more
dangerous
clandestine but much more clandestine than a boat.
True,
right?
But it's also strange.
But they found the guy. This never underestimate the stupidity of criminals. They found the guy because he had bought the duffel bags at Walmart.
The records.
He bought his own name, credit cards.
Yeah.
He rented the U-Haul storage, or the storage unit. He rented the U-Haul with his own name, his own credit cards.
Well, nobody accused criminals of being smart.
He's a moron. You never heard of fake IDs? You're a multi-million-dollar drug runner, multi-state, multi-country.
Yeah.
And you can't get a fake ID?
Pay for cash. Pay with cash. So let us know on the text line.
I'm not teaching you how to do better crimes.
What's the stranger crime? The hostage situation or the jet ski drug smuggler? All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We'll be right back.
KIRO Newsradio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
A political shakeup for Democrats that represent Seattle.
Traffic.
Right now, Auburn to Renton at 25 minutes. That's a good 10-minute delay.
Conversation.
3 people on the floor can't cover 20 aisles of plexiglass. They're doing their best. It just doesn't work.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
And the party begins.
Broadcasting live from the KIRO Newsradio YouTube channel. KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Folks, I know a lot of you out there in the same position my family finds ourselves in. We're kind of the sandwich generation, trying to figure out if it's time to help our parents with the next phase of their life, or maybe us. We're taking care of kids. We're taking care of our parents, the sandwich generation. And is assisted living the right thing for us and our family at this time? Here's what I want you to do. Check out agelessliving.com. Ageless Living is an incredible organization. Senior Living Communities voted #1 in America by Seniorly Magazine. They surveyed 60,000 different communities nationwide, and Aegis came up #1. Incredible crew, incredible team, incredible care. agelessliving.com. Check them out.
Progressive knows you could have easily taken the freeway, but you took the scenic route to see a waterfall and an oddly busy boiled peanut stand. Discovering the unexpected is exactly why you bought an RV, so protect it with a bundle from Progressive. Because although you may be 3 hours behind schedule, you're 6 jars of jam richer and possibly enrolled in a butter churning workshop. Switch to Progressive and protect your RV, boat, or motorcycle by bundling with your home and auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repairs, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-List member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
Here's the deal. The government is over $38 trillion in debt, which means the IRS isn't slowing down. And the tax code is complex and unforgiving. So it's not surprising if you're one of the millions of Americans that owe back taxes to the IRS. Unfortunately, they're the world's most powerful collection agency, with the ability to garnish your wages, seize your bank accounts, and even take your home or business. But don't be stressed or worried any longer. We're Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. We have resolved over $3 billion in tax debt for our clients. Our award-winning professionals deal with the IRS every single day, protecting our clients and preparing them for the best possible resolution. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, give Optima a call today.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
How sweet it is!
50 seasons of moments. 50 seasons of legends. A once-in-a-lifetime event. Join Mariners past and present at T-Mobile Park August 7th through 9th for 50 Season Celebration Weekend. The festivities begin Friday with a post-game slugfest, the Alumni Home Run Derby featuring Ichiro and other former Mariners sluggers, presented by Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Saturday will be a showstopper. 50 Season Celebration Night presented by Daktronics. Arrive early to witness the biggest gathering of franchise icons ever assembled as the 50 greatest Mariners from across all 5 decades are revealed.
It just continues. My.
The weekend wraps up on Sunday with a collectible 50 Seasons pin giveaway thanks to KeyBank. Seats are going fast. Get yours at mariners.com/tickets.
Hey, it's Jason Rantz here again with Greg Nunn from None Better Tax Resolution. Greg, there are some folks getting CP 504 notices. This is not something that should be ignored. You need a professional.
When you receive a CP 504 notice, alarm bells need to go off.
And as much as you just want to push that envelope aside because they know it's not going to be good. And it's not a very good notice to get because it means the IRS is really coming down on you hard. Get help right away. Call somebody that knows what they're doing and get some assistance.
How have you helped?
We help them by understanding exactly where they're at. We interview them, we talk with them, find out. We'd like to know, how did you get here? And then we make a plan whereby we do our level best to help people with this struggle they are having now with their taxes.
Judgment-free.
Judgment-free.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, call Greg Nunn with Nunn Better Tax Resolution, 425-947-1967, or Google NUNN, Nunn Better Tax Resolution.
This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. Our summertime savings event means 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months, backed by our unbeatable warranties. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today.
All right, welcome back to the show. Spike, you and I, obviously, we covered a lot of the World Cup. We talked about it a lot. You and I both really got into soccer. We really got into European football.
And we did. You're absolutely right. I watched the entirety of the World Cup final, and I never have done that in my life.
Yeah.
I watched more than one match than just the final. But
it was fun seeing the different stadiums.
It was great seeing the stadiums, seeing the fan bases, but the party's what really caught me and caught fire.
The tourists, the people coming into town.
The massive, by all accounts, when we'll get to final numbers, by all accounts, a massive success.
Yep.
World Cup, the co-hosting of Mexico, United States, Canada.
Yes.
I want to make sure we always give credit to our
They
co-hosts.
said that they made more money. This is crazy to me because I don't know the exact payout for the teams, but I saw that FIFA, according to one story that I saw, made $9 billion on it.
I have no problem believing that.
I mean, when you look at how much, you literally have the entire world's attention turned on your organization for 6 weeks.
And you slap that logo on everything.
A lot of money is going to be flowing
everything, you bet.
But like the third place team, whoever won third place, was it England? Did England win?
England won third,
okay.
Beat France.
They got to split a $2 million prize pot for winning third place.
That's a lot of money.
I don't know what the winner got. But I mean, I know you get a trophy and like a little
and a watch now.
You get a watch,
and a medal, I think, or a ring.
But
or
like, I mean, if they're making $9 billion, that's a lot of dough. Anyway, here's another thing. It's not just money that people are going home with. It's apparently a lot of love.
The real winner.
The real winner
was love.
Was hearts. So Seattle, I didn't realize this, but Seattle is kind of a place where people say that dating is a difficult thing. Laura, have you found this? Is Seattle a place that's difficult to date?
I have not found this.
You have not found this.
Well,
but
it's Laura.
Might be biased results.
Okay. Laura has not found this, but according to the Seattle Times piece, there are a lot of dateless people in Seattle. And
it's a bleak dating scene by definition. We are a notoriously bleak dating scene.
People say that about every city, though.
I was going to say the same
really?
thing.
Oh yeah.
I met my wife in Seattle, and we are happily married now. We have 4 beautiful kids.
You're a catch.
Well, didn't you meet your wife in Seattle?
I met my wife in Seattle.
You're a catch.
I'm a catch.
Everybody's
Laura's
a catch.
Nuh-uh. Okay, we have more tech bros. We have more nerds in Seattle.
That's a catch.
No.
Are you joking?
I'm not. Am I wrong?
Laura, Spike's not wrong.
I mean, a lot of people who come here.
Can I give some advice?
Let me say this.
Let me give some marriage advice. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. But I understand that a good salary is quite a draw for a mate. Okay, but when you're a guy whose head's in a computer screen all day, you're living in a cubicle, you're spending 14, 16 hours a day coding. Mm-hmm. You're not exactly out there meeting people.
That's true.
Into an extroverted type personality is what I'm saying.
I understand what you're saying. They could be like awkward around meeting somebody. It may be difficult for them to get to the next step.
And maybe
beyond
that's
just staring at somebody's
attractive.
shoes.
It's been a long time since I had to get out into the pool. I don't know what's hot anymore.
But I would say that's a pretty good. I would say, okay, so maybe that's not going to play well for somebody in their 20s, like maybe a young person who meets another tech person may not see the value in the fact that they have a pretty good job and make a lot of money, but I guarantee you in like 10 or 15 years, you're going to go like, hey, that person who was making $200,000 in their mid-20s and has continued to work and climb the corporate ladder, there's going to be a lot of advantages to that. And a lot of those advantages cover up a lot of the
social awkwardness.
Absolutely. Which eventually, actually, you might see as kind of adorable.
Yeah,
you might go, hey, you know what's really adorable?
Yeah.
They're really bad in a room.
Yeah.
They can't talk with anybody. But you know what they're really good at? Making money.
And
that's a nice thing.
A safe, stable home.
100%. All right.
The point being.
What?
The dating apps went ballistic. because so many people came to Seattle from all around the world.
Yeah.
And they were interesting, attractive, extroverted people. And the Seattle single scene caught fire for 6 weeks.
But like an STD that won't go away, but the people go away. There's your tourists.
Those are tourists.
They say that, what was the number here? Like a bunch of people hooked up with tourists. 7 in 10 respondents say their dating lives improved. They either went on a date or hooked up with a tourist.
All the people that use dating apps in Seattle, 7 of 10 of them hooked up with a tourist or made a connection.
But does that mean the dating scene is better, or you're just like there's more people temporarily?
The World Cup was good for love. That's all. And maybe those loves can survive long distance.
Not likely, but maybe. Who knows? We'll find out. All right, we got the top stories coming up next. We'll be right back.
KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
A political shakeup for Democrats that represent Seattle.
Traffic.
Right now, Auburn to Renton at 25 minutes. That's a good 10-minute delay.
Conversation.
3 people on the floor can't cover 20 aisles of plexiglass. They're doing their best. It just doesn't work.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
And the party begins.
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get the same breakthrough one-day treatment I received at Advanced Hair during their once-yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during their best offer of the year. For details and a free consultation, call 425-449-8185, advancedhair.com.
Are you curious about who offers the best deals on top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs? The answer is surprising. It's not online, and it's not the warehouse clubs. The best deals on top-rated TVs are at Video Only. Don't believe it? Then check out the trade-in deals at Video Only. How about $500 for your old TV? Try doing that online. Before you buy that new TV, drop into Video Only. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
Les Schwab Tires has always believed that taking care of people is the right thing to do. Today, that means more than trusted service. It means delivering real value, too. That's why we're lowering prices on hundreds of tires without changing the service and expertise you've always counted on. Consumer Reports named Les Schwab the best tire retailer for 2026. We'll keep working every day to earn your trust. See leschwab.com for details.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Workdays work better with food. And not just any food, the good stuff. That's why there's Easy Cater, the workplace food platform where you can order from a huge variety of great restaurants for any group size, anytime, anywhere, all in one place. Whether it's gourmet deli trays for the client meeting, spicy noodles for the night shift, tacos for the weekend crew, or a big box of brownies to tell your team, thank you. Just use Easy Cater, one platform to feed them all and feed them well. Start an order at easycater.com.
Washington drivers share the road with thousands of semi-trucks, but new reporting and federal investigations have unveiled that as many as 1 in 5 of those trucks are operated by chameleon carriers, trucking companies that rack up crashes and safety violations only to close and reopen under a new name with a clean record. If you've been injured in a trucking accident, time may be running out to recover. Call Davis Law Group today at 206-888-8888 or visit davislawgroupseattle.com.
When Dennis suggested retirement planning to his wife, Linda, she had the same reaction lots of people do.
We really need it.
Then they attended a free seminar with elder law attorney Rajiv Nagayich at LifePoint Law.
He asked me, what do you want? And he truly listened. And at the end of it, it was like, we need to do this.
There are many people on the radio that speak about many things. And when we got here and actually worked with the team that Rajiv has put together, it turns out that it is not just talk, it is action.
And in the worst case?
I said to him, if something happens to Dennis, what would I do exactly? And he said, you pick up the phone and you call Rajiv or you call me. And that right there was like peace of mind.
Register for a free LifePoint Law Retirement Planning Seminar in Federal Way on August 1st, Puyallup on the 4th, Tacoma on the 6th, or Bellevue August 8th. Space is limited, so sign up today at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com. It's the best time of the year at Staples, with back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech and more at staples.com/back-to-school.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. As the war with Iran ramps up in the Middle East, the Trump administration is asking Congress for more than $80 billion in funding. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says the U.S. cannot afford inaction. He's on Capitol Hill, interrupted during his opening remarks by protesters in the room. Democrats argue additional military funding should be paused, arguing that the Trump administration is misrepresenting the number of casualties and widening the war as they demand more transparency. Tropical storm Bertha churning off the Florida coast. Residents in the Gulf Coast states sandbagging ahead of Bertha making landfall in the coming days. In Greece, 2 Greek-American tourists were stabbed today at the Acropolis in Athens. Police say both are recovering at a hospital. Police say the suspect brandished a knife on the sidewalk first. He's now in custody. This is ABC News. Intense competition among the makers of popular weight loss drugs now playing out in a courtroom. One case in New Jersey.
With so many people using the drugs, it's a bold claim to make.
People using Zepbound lost an average of 50 pounds compared to an average of 33 pounds with the Wegovy injection.
And one that the maker of Wegovy says is misleading. Novo Nordisk claims that Eli Lilly is using data based on the highest dose of Zepbound versus the lowest dose of Wegovy. The Danish drug maker wants a court to order Lilly to pull the ads and to issue what it calls corrective advertising. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
A 34-year-old woman in Australia has conceived and delivered identical quadruplets without the help of fertility treatments. Dr. Alexa Bendall is an obstetrician at Royal Brisbane and Women's Hospital.
One fertilized egg that then splits not once, not twice, but 3 times into 4 different babies who then share a placenta. That is just incredible.
The odds for such a birth, 1 in 15 million. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Tukwila City Council bans camping in areas. Details coming up. But first, let's check out that traffic brought to you by Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Up in Everett, westbound 2, you're heavy across the trestle. We might have a collision there near the EB Slough. It gets real tough right there. South 5 heading into Seattle. We've got off and on slowing from Northgate to I-90. Linwood to Seattle right around 20 minutes. North 5 scattered slowing between the West Seattle Bridge and Ship Canal Bridge. Over on the east side, South 405, we're looking at scattered slowing now between Bellevue and Renton. South 5 heading into as slow as you head into Olympia. In fact, Tacoma to Olympia, that is the only thing in your way, and it's still looking good at just 35 minutes to make that entire trip. And we're still seeing miles-long backups making your way towards Hood Canal Bridge this afternoon from a series of recent marine crossings. Save big during July. Buy 3 windows or doors and get 1 free from Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Plus, make no payments for 12 months. Visit lakewashingtonwindows.com.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. Tukwila City Council has outlawed camping on city property in order to stop homeless encampments. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports violators face jail time and a $1,000 fine.
Public comment was split, just like City Council's final 4-3 vote. Plenty of residents for.
A homeless person living in a tent is just trying to survive.
And plenty against.
There can sometimes be large groups of 15 to 20 people actively using drugs.
The law makes it illegal to camp on city property like parks and sidewalks, making it a misdemeanor. Police say they'll offer shelter referrals before enforcing the law. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Washington lottery officials are reminding players to check their tickets after a $50,000 Powerball prize was won in SeaTac. The winning ticket from Saturday night's drawing was sold at the Safeway on South 164th Street. It's one of several major prizes won in Washington over the weekend. Another $50,000 Powerball ticket was sold at Alderwood Mall Parkway Express in Linwood, and a Mega Millions player in Sunnyside won a total of $50,000. Lottery officials say winners should sign their tickets and claim their prizes. Boeing is continuing its strong showing at the Farnborough International Air Show. The company is leading Airbus in commercial aircraft announcements, driven by strong demand for the 737 MAX and 787 Dreamliner. Industry analysts say the focus this year isn't just on new orders, but on Boeing's ability to ramp up production and delivery. A Capitol Hill restaurant owner is accused of not sending payroll taxes to the IRS.
Rory McCormick, the owner of Capitol Hill's Single Shot Kitchen and Saloon, is due in court next week, according to the Seattle Times. Prosecutors say for 10 years he took tax money out of his employees' paychecks, but didn't send any of it, more than $1 million, to the IRS. And there's another $419,000 they say he also withheld from the feds. As of Monday night, the restaurant was still open for business.
KIRO News Radio's Frank Lenzi. State Route 202 was nearly washed away by flooding over the last year. Now it's time for repairs. The road will be closed just east of the roundabout in Falls City from late Friday night to early Monday morning. The Washington Department of Transportation's Elizabeth Mount says drivers will have a 16-mile detour to get around the closure.
We really appreciate people understanding the emergency nature of this work and why it needs to happen, and recognize that this is going to put a damper on some people's days with that extra travel time, but it's really important that it gets done. You
can find the detour map and more information on the project at mynorthwest.com. And now check on your KIRO News Radio weather. Mostly sunny, hazy conditions today. A heat advisory is with us through Wednesday evening. 93 tomorrow, and then we'll cool down to 80 Thursday and Friday. Mostly sunny and 80 right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 1 hour down, 2 hours to go. A couple things to look ahead to, just so you guys can put it in your calendars for today. So just make a note. You don't need to actually put it in your physical calendar. You can if you want to, but you don't have to. 1:30, we're going to do our question of the day. We got a lot of responses. People responding to, is it okay to be a bandwagon fair weather fan now that the Mariners are back in first place and hitting grand slams and having a lot of fun? And at 2 o'clock, we have that kid, Quinn Brown, who found he's a Pacific Northwest kid. He's from Portland, but we consider him in our backyard. He found a Lakers shooting jersey in basically a throwaway bin at the Goodwill. He bought it for $3 along with some other things where you can buy stuff by the pound. That's how, just useless they considered it. And then it went up for auction at Sotheby's. Just yesterday, the auction closed. We'll tell you how much it sold for at 2 o'clock, and he's going to join us live to tell us about his reaction now that he has sold this amazing thing.
And what's next for him.
And what's next for Quinn, who's only 19 years old. And then at 2:30, Todd Myers is going to join us, and he's going to respond to Spike saying that he has an asinine point of view, which that's the best tease. Just let the audience simmer with that.
Fair enough.
Let him simmer with that.
Fair enough.
It's about climate change. Mm-hmm. Todd said something. You said it was asinine. And then Todd said, hey, can I come on and at least explain what I was trying to get at? Is that fair?
Absolutely.
Okay. Explain your side of that you wanted to explain real fast.
It was an asinine, that particular take.
Yeah, you don't think he's asinine.
I don't think Todd has an asinine point of view on life or his policy priorities.
Just
or
on
that he's
that.
an asinine individual.
Just on that.
But his example to counter the former governor's statement was pretty asinine.
And I couldn't have agreed more with Todd's point of view. So that's
an
a
asinine
perfect
perspective as well.
There you go.
This is going to be great.
It's going to be great. So that's going to be 2:30. So tune in for that. All right, right now we got the 1 o'clock rundown, the top stories coast to coast. We actually start right here in our own backyard, even though it's kind of by way of California, by way of many different states. I think 12 of them, all of their attorneys general got together and they filed an antitrust lawsuit against the Warner Brothers Paramount merger that they're trying to go through right now. And a federal judge has now stepped in and said, hey, yes, we're going to pause that. This is what Nick Brown, Attorney General Nick Brown, had to say after the judge agreed to place a preliminary injunction to block the merger for the duration of the litigation.
While this suit runs its course.
While this runs its course. This was in the U.S. District Court, I should say. So this is from Nick Brown, who was co-leading this lawsuit. He says the court agreed with the states that this proposed merger puts the public's interest at risk and raises serious questions about compliance with antitrust law. Nick Brown said, "We look forward to further proving in court why this anti-competitive scheme will harm consumers and creators." Now, most people listening understand that this is a big deal in Hollywood and in the production world. Not quite as much in Washington State. So people were some people like myself, you agreed with him for doing this, but some people like myself are scratching our heads going like, is this really the best use of Nick Brown's time in Washington as our Attorney General? Have we solved all of our problems here? Should he be jumping onto what's already fairly well represented? 11 other states at that point had already thrown their hat in to fight this merger. Does Nick Brown need to step in and make this his cause celeb?
Well, it's just my opinion, but I think it's a good move by the AGs and the other 11 attorneys general as well, the 12 states that brought this lawsuit. This would be the two of the largest production companies in Hollywood merging.
Paramount and Warner Brothers.
Two of the top five, which would make them the biggest dog in the yard. Mm-hmm. Same thing happens with the broadcast capabilities of their news. They got CNN and CBS merging together, giving them control over so much of what the public can see, consumption, how much product they can get their hands on, how much product they can make. With Washington's we hope to be rejuvenated film industry, and the state's making efforts to reinvest in film production here in the state of Washington.
They want to offer more tax credits because they realize that
we had a great environment.
Less, and you give people opportunity to do things, then they're going to build businesses here.
And we keep harping on that. Maybe we should go back to what worked in the past, which was not taxing people out of existence. Mm-hmm. Maybe if it works for the film industry, it'll catch fire, and that good example will catch in other businesses in Washington. That's why I'd like to see the film industry reinvigorated here, and I think this lawsuit by the attorneys general is a step in that direction, because I really think this merger deserved more scrutiny than it may have gotten under this current administration, given that the main players in this merger are big contributors to and advisors to the president who controls the situation, the yay or nay of this merger.
So I think that's probably more, in my opinion. I think that's why these different attorneys generals filed this lawsuit, is because they're saying it's a political thing. They don't like who the merger is between. Right?
I don't think it's a personal thing. I think they think
it's personal.
They think the antitrust laws are being ignored. That's what they don't think. So we can't follow this on the grounds that we don't like President Trump, but we don't like the Ellisons.
This is why they're doing it.
Right. You think that's the onus is that they don't like these guys?
Yes.
Come on.
Really?
Yes.
You don't think that has anything to do with it?
Whether they like them or don't dislike them has nothing to do with it.
Really?
Yes. The case wouldn't have merit. You can't bring a lawsuit because of your feelings.
I'm not saying they're not. I'm not saying in their filing they're saying we don't like the Ellisons.
I guess that's what I'm saying too. But what I'm also saying is that there are antitrust laws in place, and the prosecutors from the Department of Justice, federal prosecutors that examined this case, disagreed with that. They were forced to step out and resign.
Let me ask you this question.
Because they thought this wasn't a good merger. It should be subject to antitrust laws.
Let me ask you this question. Mm-hmm. Why didn't they do a similar antitrust lawsuit in past major Hollywood mergers? So Paramount Warner Brothers is not the first of its kind in major mergers, but this is the first of its kind with attorneys generals from many different states stepping in. This is actually an historical first for them to step in and say, like, hey, we need to protect the public because these two powerhouses are merging.
It's the biggest in history.
Amazon,
it's not really comparable to other mergers in the past. It is comparable.
Amazon and MGM merged in 2022. Much smaller amount. That was for $8.5 billion.
Yeah.
But still, you could make the same arguments if what you're saying
10 times this big.
It's $110 billion.
Yeah.
If what you're saying is the case, which is that they're saying, well, we'll be anti-competitive because they're going to be controlling too much, wouldn't those same arguments apply to Amazon and MGM?
Maybe so, and they should have brought a case in that regard.
But they didn't.
But the fact they didn't means that they shouldn't hear. I mean, this is
what I'm saying is
10 times the size.
Okay, how about Disney and Fox?
I'm not going to do
this. We're having a discussion and a debate because I think it's important to figure out.
Well, you're playing whataboutism. You're playing,
I'm not playing whatabout. I'm using.
You just did it twice. What about Fox and this? What about this and that? So it's whatabouts. The definition of whataboutism.
This is what we do on the show. We discuss these things in depth with context. These are the things that we're discussing. I'm questioning A.G. Brown, who's the Attorney General of Washington State, that does not have a thriving film production industry,
but seeks one.
Even if they seek one, how would that be deterred by a big company merging? How is that going to cut away at local production?
If the largest company can manhandle and control all production, who gets hired? They can hire everybody out. They can underbid everybody elsewhere, and they can make it for a lot less because they got massive size and resources.
I appreciate what you're trying to do. It doesn't really apply to local production, though. And when we're looking at like them stepping in and filing this lawsuit, I'm just saying, is Nick Brown using the best of his office's resources in jumping onto this, or is it more political because he doesn't like the players? It feels more political to me, which is why I think this is the first time they're doing it. None of these attorneys general stepped in to try to stop the merger between Disney and Fox. None of them. And that was for $71 billion. That was the biggest up until that point. And that was back in, back in 2019.
Sure.
That's a great deal of money.
It's valid questions. Those are valid questions to ask. So if they bring this case, the judge puts a temporary restraining order or a temporary injunction to stop the merger pending the outcome of the case. If the case has no merits, if the case doesn't serve the best interests of these residents and businesses of these 12 states, the case will be dismissed and the merger will go forth.
Do you think it's a little hypocritical that they did not do it in past massive mergers?
I'd have to look deeper into those mergers to find out why.
Just on the surface, if you were to just make a snap judgment.
No.
Not at all?
I don't know. You're asking me to make a judgment on something I have no knowledge of, haven't researched at all.
Well, we're doing that now for the Paramount Warner Brothers.
Sure, they should have at least looked at, does it violate antitrust laws in the past?
Thank you.
And even if they looked at, does it violate antitrust laws in the past, might not have been evidence in their minds to bring a suit.
Do you think
this one they feel does?
Do you think this is a good antitrust? Do you think this should get shut down?
I'd like to see how the trial plays out. I'd like to see the evidence presented from both sides.
That's fair.
And that's all the injunction is trying to do, is give it time for it to run its course. Find out if antitrust laws should have been applied to this, if this merger should have been blocked.
Well, these attorneys are not going to work together to try to prove that this is anti-competitive and get it shut down. That's what they're going to do.
Yeah, exactly.
But they did not do that same thing with these other mergers because they liked those players and they didn't feel like they needed to try to step in their way. That's exactly what I'm assuming is happening.
Sure.
But maybe I'm way off. That's possible.
It could be I'm full of beans too.
Speaking of politics, White House Correspondents' Dinner, second story, coast to coast. White House Correspondents' Dinner, which was shut down last time after a California man, Cole Allen, attempted to run through security and was apparently trying to make his way into the room. He didn't even get into the main room, but
he wasn't on the same floor. But he was headed that way, running with a gun.
He was trying to get into the hotel, and this was was this at the Watergate? Is that where the hotel was? Do I have that right?
Washington Hilton, which
I think was the Watergate Hotel.
Was that the Watergate Hotel?
I could be wrong, but I thought it was.
Okay.
I might be wrong about that. Anyway, they had to shut the White House Correspondents' Dinner down, and this was massive news. Everybody probably remembers this.
Assassination attempt.
All the video, all the footage and stuff. They're going to now redo the White House Correspondents' Dinner. It's going to be this Friday. This is going to be at the Waldorf Astoria instead of the Washington Hilton. This is 2 miles away, but apparently this is an easier thing for them to secure.
Yeah, I mean the gunman who assaulted the previous White House Correspondents' Dinner. He checked into the hotel with guns,
staying upstairs
with guns,
and he got a shot off, didn't he?
I don't know if
or was it crossfire with another agent?
It's really not clear if he fired a shot or if agents trying to stop the threat.
Gotcha.
Shot, because numerous agents fired their weapons in this thing, but that's the security breaches or just shortcomings.
Yeah.
The big holes in security that somebody can check in 3 days earlier and not check his luggage and bring in lots of guns, and just because he's in the hotel, he doesn't have to breach the gun perimeter that's put on for the event itself.
What happened to like knocking on every door and being like, hey, just making sure you guys don't have guns in here?
Yeah, there's a
White House Correspondents' Dinner downstairs.
President, all the cabinet members, everybody's there, VP's there. Pretty important crew. We're going to just, Mom, we're going to run the drug dog through your room real quick, right? We don't care about the cocaine. We don't care about the marijuana. We don't care.
We just want to make sure you're not trying to assassinate anybody.
Enjoy your weekend.
Yeah. Have a great time.
Party safe.
Enjoy the pool.
Boom. You're done.
So that's going to be this Friday. I actually wouldn't have announced it. I wouldn't announce where it was going to be. I would have just said we're going to have a correspondence dinner. I wouldn't have.
No, it's not a bad.
I mean, last time you announced it, somebody tried to assassinate the president. I would say, why don't we just put a big mystery box around it? Yeah, a super secret location.
Everybody comes in wearing disguises.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's move on to the third story. This is not really an attack. I was going to try to make some sort of a comparison. This is not an attack of a different nature. This is just this is a smack.
It was an assault.
Yes.
I'll say it's assault.
It looks like an assault, right? Kind of.
It's news.
Tricky gray area.
It's news that may not affect you, but I guarantee you have an opinion on it out there because it's about patriotism, but it's also about freedom of choice.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, this is at Chicago. This was at this video has gone viral now. This was at a Chicago Cubs Minnesota Twins game. And you have the Star Spangled Banner that they're about to sing. The Jersey Girls are going to be singing. Everybody stands to their feet. You've probably done this with your kids, and I did it with mine, who don't have a ton of familiarity with going to sporting events in person. And I had to school them on, hey, when we're singing the Star Spangled Banner, we stand. And if you're wearing a hat, you take it off.
Protocol, baby.
Now, we taught this to our kids because we didn't want somebody, it's the right thing to do. It's respect. And also, I didn't want other people around us to go like, this guy's not raising his kids right.
Schlub.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's a guy who looks like, it's tough to tell from the video, but he looks like he's probably in his mid-20s. He could be early 30s. What was your take on him?
I'm going to get, I think early 20s.
Okay.
If not, it's hard to tell. Just the back. All you see is the back of his head, the big target on the back of his head.
Yes. So he's sitting through this Star Spangled Banner performance, and there's a guy behind him who's not loving that this guy is, it's an older gentleman who's probably in his 60s, I would say.
Yeah.
And he kind of starts telling the kid, hey, get up, stand up. The kid's ignoring. I call him a kid. He's a man. He's a
he's
young
acting
man.
like a kid. He's not acting like a man.
He doesn't stand up, and so this guy just smacks him in the head, just like you would like if your kid. If your kid's being an idiot, you might give him a little smack in the back of the head. I got some smacks in the back of my head from time to time growing up. It's a loving act so that somebody else doesn't have to smack you in the back of the head. But this guy is not his father.
This guy's not his dad.
And therein lies the problem. So this guy, this
kid stood up, though.
He looks around and he's shocked. And you can watch in the video, he's like, wait, what? Somebody just smacked me.
Kid stood up.
And then to the old guy's credit, the old guy does say, after telling the kid to shut up, he does say thank you for standing up. Yeah. And then everybody kind of around kind of just lets it go at that point.
But we're in a viral moment world.
Yeah.
Like this stuff may happen all the time in ballparks coast to coast.
Yeah.
But now that everybody's now it's on video. Everybody's a reporter. Everybody's got a camera in their hand. Here's the thing.
What do you think about this?
I for one, you know me. Well, first of all, I hate to always keep repeating myself, but I'm from Baltimore. We take great pride in in the national anthem.
Yeah.
It's the birthplace of the national anthem. Whenever I hear the national anthem, I always yell out the O for Orioles. Oh, say, if you ever watch a game in Baltimore, the whole place, oh.
That's nice.
We take great pride. I do it up in the press box at Husky Stadium. Drives my stats crew nuts.
Shut
but
up.
I do it every week.
They smack you in the back of the head.
They don't smack me in the back of the head. But though the thing about the pledge and the flag and patriotism is we're celebrating that guy's right to sit down and be a chucklehead in front of him.
Yeah,
he's got a right to sit there and read his phone, text his buddy about the old dinosaur behind him, is giving me grief for not standing up. But that's his right to do that.
I'm really torn on this. I'm torn on this because that's his individual right.
Yeah, could be an idiot.
I agree.
A disrespectful little twinkle.
He's got the right to be an idiot, and he was fully embracing that right.
He leaned into it.
But then the guy who smacks him, there's a part of me that also admires him for giving this guy a little bit of the lesson that for some reason he did not pick up in his first 20-something years in life.
I was going to say, the dad that never taught him that.
Yes.
Somebody didn't do a job on that young man.
Did this guy not have a father
right?
or a grandfather who fought in a war somewhere? Like, I just can't imagine that in this guy's family history, he does not have somebody who fought for the country. And does that not like cry out from somewhere in his DNA when you have the opportunity to show respect for the country to just do it? It's such a small thing. And I don't know this guy's background. Maybe this 25-year-old, maybe he served in the military. I doubt it, but maybe he served in the military, and he said, you know what? I didn't like I don't know what his thing is. I'm trying to give him as much credit as possible.
Who knows? He's protesting anything. Who knows?
There's a part of me that likes seeing him get smacked. And then there's another part of me that goes like, but you can't do that. But it's kind of the thing that's nice because from a distance, you see it from a distance and you go like, oh, man,
attaboy.
I would never do that, but I'm glad he smacked him.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
You know what? We're in such we're in such a culture. I'm not going to call it fragile or,
oh, it's fragile. These people are fragile.
I'm glad the old guy didn't get kicked out of the game because I could see where that might happen.
Yeah, or
or
there's a lawsuit coming.
Or this guy got on
could
video.
Be an assault
that's
lawsuit.
assault.
There could be something
Assaulting
coming.
my freedom to choose to not stand up for the national anthem.
Here's the interesting thing. Well, this young guy, if he comes forward, we don't know who he is right now.
Not yet.
But if a lawsuit happens or if there's charges that are filed, if he decides to file charges against this old guy for assault, which he's probably I would think from the video he's within his rights to maybe do.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to know his name. Shame might be preventing him from filing assault charges.
Ooh, you know what?
But shame didn't stop him from sitting down.
No, it didn't. And $500,000. I could eat a lot of shame for $500,000. I could be ashamed. I could be ashamed in a lounge chair on a beach somewhere.
Oh, that'd be a shame. That would be a shame. All right.
It's a great little story.
It's a good story. Speaking of sports, we got your question of the day right now, which is now the Mariners are back on top. They're top of the pile. Is it okay to be a fair weather fan?
Are you back on? Are you back in?
Are you back on the bandwagon? Hit us up at 888-973-5476. We're going to get into that next. We're going to get a bunch of your messages. We'll dig into it. Stick around. Be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear the John Curley Show, 3 to 7.
If 20 people were asked to choose toppings for a pizza, and the majority were not asked to pay for any of the toppings, they would probably choose, the majority would, the most delicious and therefore the most expensive. Government should list the price of the toppings and everybody should pay something. We are ruled by the ignorant, elected by the ignorant, and that is the case.
Watch live or later on the John Curley Show's YouTube channel.
There's a sink at the brink and a drain that's a pain.
DayandNight.net. Slow drain? Backed up toilet? Call Day and Night to save $100 off any drain cleaning.
Hi, I'm Bruce with Day and Night Plumbing and Heating. From a slow drain to a major backup, no drain is too big or too small. Whether we're your first choice or smart second opinion, I guarantee our experts will solve any drain problem, day or night.
Now get $100 off any drain cleaning. DayandNight.net.
Jane is a small business owner.
That's right.
And tell them what that's like, Jane.
Yeah, well, it's like a roller coaster with a lot of ups and downs, and some days things can feel like they're flying off the rails.
Yep, it's a lot. But the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business can help you manage it all. With the largest, fastest fiber-powered network designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect. Plus gig speeds with security and equipment included. All with a 5-year price lock.
Nice. So everything stays on track.
Exactly. The Total Solutions Advantage. Get started for just $60 a month for 12 months when you add wireless connect to a qualifying internet package. No one does business like Comcast Business.
Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and automatic payments with bank account required. $60 offer requires 300 meg internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
If your water heater's failing or running out too fast, we've got CM Heating's Comfort as a Service program. Get a new system starting at just $44.99 a month with lifetime repairs and maintenance included. Book your free estimate today at cmheating.com.
License number CMHEAHL 750LP.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $3 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. Optima Tax Relief. Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
There are 5 things money can do for you: growth, liquidity, cash flow, protection, and tax advantages. Don't miss an opportunity because your current retirement plan only focuses on 2 or 3 of them. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Don't settle for a partial plan. Get the real deal by requesting your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
Hartley Wilcox here. Do you know where your food comes from? If it's perishable, you should read the package. Wilcox Farms eggs are locally fresh from Washington. For the freshest choice, choose Wilcox Family Farms.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for fast, friendly service with guaranteed repairs. With 16 family-owned locations and a Carfax preferred badge, Bucky's makes it easy with same-day service and available financing. Visit buckys.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon at 1:30. I'm Tim Holt. The Tukwila City Council has outlawed camping on city property in order to stop homeless encampments. Violators who camp on city property like parks and sidewalks could face a misdemeanor, 90 days in jail, or a $1,000 fine. Plenty of public testimony on both sides.
It's offensive to hear people stigmatize and stereotype homeless people as if they're all drug users and traffickers.
It's not uncommon for those camping to possess weapons, including guns and machetes.
Council members say they will revisit the ordinance if it proves harmful or ineffective. A King County judge has temporarily blocked Kalshi from operating in Washington state.
Attorney General Nick Brown argued Kalshi's event-based contracts amount to illegal online gambling under state law. The judge agreed, saying there's strong likelihood the company is violating Washington's gambling and consumer protection laws by allowing users to bet on sports, elections, and other future events. Kalshi has argued its platform is a federally regulated prediction market, not illegal gambling. A final court order is expected August 5th. Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Seattle Kraken CEO Todd Leiweke is calling on state lawmakers to clean up their poor spending habits before it's too late. During a recent panel discussion at the Economic Future Solutions Summit, Leiweke said he'd never seen the state's business community as scared as they are now. He warned the state could face a business exodus if lawmakers continue raising taxes and increasing spending instead of balancing the budget.
I've been a lifelong Democrat. I'm telling the Democratic Party it is time to wake up. We can be a blue state that has a fiscal plan. Today, we're a blue state without a fiscal plan.
Leiweke says he supports the millionaire's tax and has no problem paying it. But without fiscal reform, he says more millionaires will leave, which could affect the state's credit rating. Boeing is continuing its strong showing at the Farnborough International Air Show. The company is leading Airbus in orders, driven by strong demand for the 737 MAX and 787 Dreamliner. Industry analysts say the focus this year isn't just on new orders, but on Boeing's ability to ramp up production and deliver. Meantime, Emirates Airline says it will not take the first 10 777Xs that Boeing builds. Its chief Tim Clark telling The Telegraph those early planes should, quote, be turned into baked bean tins. According to the Seattle Times, the planes need heavy repair work to incorporate design changes. Boeing expects to deliver the jet next year, 7 years behind schedule. The FAA has not yet certified the 777X. Market snapped a 3-day losing streak today. The Dow up 385, the NASDAQ up 329, the S&P up 65. At 1:33, let's check real-time traffic with Nate.
Thanks, Tim. Harborstone Credit Union's got our update. South 5 heading into Seattle, nothing unusual. It's crowded near Lake City Way to the Convention Center. Linwood to Seattle, about a 20-minute commute, which is right on par. North 5, we're heavy at the West Seattle Bridge to the Columbia Tower and packed again between Mercer and the Ship Canal Bridge. Less than 20 minutes to get through this. Over to Bellevue, South 405, we're packed as you head through Factoria. Then it's scattered slowing from there into Renton. Bellevue to Renton, a 20-minute commute. The Valley Freeway looking good. The south end starting to fill in southbound through Pacific and Sumner. And if you're heading toward Hood Canal Bridge, northbound 3 still has a 3-mile solid backup heading to the bridge starting near Big Valley Road. And all that traffic that was west of the bridge has cleared and is now heading southbound 3, which is also packed as you head through the Four Corners. Earn up to $30 a month just for using your Harborstone PNW Cashback debit card. Open your free checking account online today at harborstone.com/cash. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Your Tuesday forecast, hazy and hot today with a high of 90, partly cloudy and 65 tonight. Well, we're looking at 93 tomorrow. A few passing clouds on Thursday, maybe a shower or two. Then Friday morning clouds with afternoon sun and a high of 78. Seattle right now, hazy, high clouds and 83. I'm Tim Hole, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. This is the time of the day where we get into the question of the day. And today it was very interesting. We started the show talking about the Mariners. They're doing very well. They're in first place.
That's 5 out of 6. They got back on our radar personally.
Yep.
We haven't talked about them in a few weeks.
We are blowing with the fair winds of the winning.
The winning
fair winning winds. And so the question is it okay to be a fair weather fan? We got a lot of responses to this. You want to jump right in, Spike, and we can debate whether or not our listeners are right or wrong.
Sure. Fernando in Seattle says you can be a fair weather fan as long as you don't criticize the team during the poor performance times. You got to stick with your team through the ups and the downs. See, now, I don't know if I would, Fernando, my friend.
What caught your eye about that statement?
Your friends will tell you the truth, and true fans criticize the team when the team merits criticism.
100%.
You know? I mean, I love Dan Wilson. I'm a Mariner fan. I'm a little bit fair with a fan, but when Dan Wilson's really, it's like, how are you losing with a club this talented? You want to criticize a guy like that.
Yeah. I don't, and basically what Fernando's saying, and Fernando, we have a long history. I'm not against you. I'm with you, my friend. But it's basically what he's saying is you can't ever criticize your team. That's a fan's right, fair weather or otherwise. You can criticize a team at any time. That's why sports is fun. It's because none of us can do what they do. It's amazing.
That's right.
These guys are like literally walking around genetic lottery winners. They do superhuman things, and we can't. The best thing that we can do is criticize.
And I would point out that if the more you love the team, the more likely you are to criticize them when they're not doing well.
That's right.
When the Seahawks were 2-14, we loved we criticized them because we loved the Seahawks, not because we didn't care.
Yeah.
If we didn't care, go ahead and you'd be 2-14 all you want.
A buddy of mine said everybody's a fair weather fan. He was texting me before the show. He goes, everybody's a fair weather fan because, actually he was texting me during the show when we were posing the question. He says, everybody's a fair weather fan in baseball because nobody watches every game. Rarely do you have somebody who watches all 162 games. Name somebody who watches all those games. I can't think of a person. Maybe Aaron Granillo. Maybe.
The recently divorced, your name here.
Yes.
I mean, 2 games a year.
The baseball season is so incredibly long. Even the players, most of the players don't play every game of the season because it's impossible.
Some of them don't watch every game.
Guarantee. But in football, it's easier to be like a hardcore football fan because you're talking what?
17 games.
17 games.
17 games, and every game matters so much.
Every single game is 10 times more important than any single baseball game.
Yeah.
Literally, like it's the exact same. I mean, it's 10 times more important because they have 10 times fewer games. All right, 253 says the fans only blow when it's hot.
That's a nice little play on words there.
Fans only blow when it's hot. Why am I not? I'm not understanding it.
I guess the fan's like a fan blowing. When it's hot, you put a fan on.
Put a fan?
Like a fan, like a ceiling window fan.
Or they say like blowing hot air, or
no. When it's hot, you turn a fan on.
But we're talking about fair weather fans.
I understand, but keep up. God love you.
I'm trying.
When it's hot, you put a fan on. Turn the fan on.
Like in church, where you fan yourself?
No, in your window of your house. So you got a fan on. When it's hot in your room, you turn a little desk fan on. It blows air around the room, right?
Yeah, but fans can't watch baseball. It's an inanimate object. It makes no sense. 206. I'm not understanding this.
I'll explain to you later.
Can you explain it off the air?
I'll explain to you later.
Okay.
We've wasted enough time.
Jerry in the 206 says sufferance fanatics have a screw loose. Well, yeah, the people who want to sit there and just go through every painful.
He's right, but fans like the perennial losers, the Browns fans of Cleveland, for a long, long time, the Cubs fans of Chicago, the miserable, long-suffering Cub fans, the long-suffering Red Sox fans. Up until a couple decades ago, Sox had 100 year the curse of the Bambino.
Yeah,
and these people reveled in complaining about their team.
Yeah,
just took great pride in being miserable and mad. putting bags in their heads at games, right? Remember the Aints?
Yeah, absolutely.
The New Orleans Aints at 0-16. You know, the people love suffering. Fans love suffering. It's a real binding it's a common cause.
There's
builds
like a
community.
Yeah, it builds community. There's a rush to it. You get an endorphin rush, even in a loss. Let me ask you this, though. Are the Mariners the only baseball team that haven't won a World Series?
We've never even been to a World Series.
Are we the only team that's never been to a World Series?
Yes, we are the only team who hasn't played in a World Series. I think there are other teams that have played but not won a World Series.
Okay. Oh, man. All right.
That's long suffering.
Let's see here. Nikki from Tacoma. Did you just read that one? Or no,
No.
Read that one. You read the next one.
Nikki in Tacoma says, fair weather fans suck. Regardless of what team you love, if you're a true fan, you're going to celebrate with your team wins, and you're going to be supporting them if they have a bad year. That is the definition of a true fan.
I mean, technically everything that Nikki said is correct, but I think it does fall into that Fernando category that we already debunked a little earlier, that you're not allowed to criticize your team. Is that what Nikki's also suggesting?
Well, there's supporting them and criticizing them. They're very separate things. Because when I'm criticizing a team that's playing poorly, I'm still supporting them.
Yeah, you're still wearing the hat.
Yeah, I'm not in denial of the problems that this team may have. I'm not speaking about this Mariner team or any other.
Yeah.
You know, Mariners have been subjected to a lot of injuries this year, some slumps this year from various reasons. You know, but everything Nikki says is true.
It's really tough after a season like last season, too, where you have all these bright, shining moments and the expectations are raised so high.
The weight of expectation.
Yes.
You bet, man.
It kills you.
We said to Aaron Granillo before the season started, what's good enough this year? He said a World Series. Anything short of World Series is a disappointment.
And I thought, you're nuts. You're absolutely nuts. Like the odds of them making the World Series after the season that they just had, I mean, I guess technically they're better than they are normally, but it's very difficult to make it to the World Series. Just look at the Mariners.
30 teams in baseball, right? 30?
I don't know.
And I think it's 30. And 28 ain't going to make the World Series.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, so.
Absolutely.
I know.
That math checks out.
I know we're due. We're due.
This is from Justin in Tacoma. He says, I can't afford season tickets, but I'll hit up a game in person once or twice a year. I watch many games throughout the season on TV. I don't consider myself a super fan, but I'm not a fair weather fan either. I'm the same with the Seahawks. In between all of those games, I'm outside in the mountains, hiking, and doing road trips year-round. That feels like a lot of personal information at the end that was not relevant.
No. Well, I tell you why, because I mentioned
I love
earlier,
you, Justin, but why?
When we were talking about this earlier, that the M's are heating up, it seems. They've won 5 of 6. Cal Raleigh had a big moment last night when the opposing Cincinnati manager decided to walk the guy in front of him, loading the bases because Cal was batting in the 160s, and Cal jacked the first pitch into the upper decks.
Yeah.
A statement swing.
Gone.
So, you know, and I said it's understandably hard for the Mariners to compete in this city as opposed to other towns who don't have a lot of things going on in the summertime. In Seattle, you have to compete for the recreational dollar. You have to compete for people's attention.
Yeah.
You know, it's a nice
like
summer
a lot
day.
Of protests they could go to.
Well, you could
go stand on a bridge in a frog costume.
Right. Dress up like Abe Lincoln and wave a flag upside down. There's stuff to do.
Absolutely.
You know, but in Cincinnati, you're going to slog yourself down in the ballpark because there's nothing else to do in Cincinnati in the summertime.
Have you ever been to Cincinnati?
I have.
It sounds like actually one of those towns that would be kind of neat. Like there are small towns like that.
I've been ribbing it, but it's a fun town.
I bet you it's kind of
right on the Ohio River.
Yeah.
Yeah, we played a rugby tournament there once when I was in college.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, we took a bus from Baltimore to Cincinnati to play in a weekend-long tournament.
What's the size of Cincinnati? It's like a mid-level town, right?
I think it's in the high 20s from market size to maybe in the low 30s. Somewhere
smaller than Seattle.
Yeah, smaller than Seattle.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Well, for all the questions of the day responses we didn't get to, thank you. We read them even though we couldn't get to them. It sounds like people are split on whether or not it's okay to be a fair weather fan. I don't feel like we got to the end of that discussion.
No, if anyone else has more thoughts, we'd love to hear them.
Hit us up.
888-973-5476 is Muggle's Casino Resort text line.
Might make it into the last call. Text messages at the end of the show. All right, when we come back, we're going to do something called feeding time. We've settled. We were calling it check our feeds, but that wasn't very good. And now we're just calling it feeding time, which is a smarter thing to say.
And we're going to expand it to the audience.
Yeah.
What are you seeing that's just flooding your feed?
Let us know. Yeah. It might make it into this segment. This is the stuff that's being shoved down your throats. That's what we're calling it feeding time. Like we're barnyard animals, and they're just throwing out the slop at us in your social media feeds. Because I know what's coming across mine. Okay. Heavy rotation.
Okay.
And you, I'm sure, have one too.
I got one too.
All right. We'll talk about it next. Stick around.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
If you are at a point in your life where you're considering senior living for yourself or your parents, perhaps, do me a favor, go to agelessliving.com and take a look at the Ageless Living facilities all around the Northwest. We're talking luxury communities, chef-prepared meals, resort-style amenities, and a level of care that has earned them recognition from senior living providers most can only dream of. Ageless Living voted #1 senior living community in all of America in 2025. That's after sampling 60,000 communities coast to coast as rated by Seniorly magazine. Go to agelessliving.com/spike and book a visit today.
What would you do if the person you love needed round-the-clock care and you had no plan to pay for it?
I was very worried about running out of money.
When Mike's wife was diagnosed with dementia, he turned to LifePoint Law and Elder Law attorney Rajiv Nagayich.
And then he said, "You're going to be okay, but we have to get through these steps." Then I felt a whole lot better going into it. It was still a very difficult process, but in the end, I knew that there was someone there that if I needed help, understood what I'm going through.
LifePoint Law helped Mike protect his wife, his finances, and his future.
They laid it out really well up front. They give you a very in-depth plan. There are so many things that you don't know. I could never have done it on my own.
Register for a free LifePoint Law retirement planning seminar in Federal Way August 1st, Puyallup on the 4th, Tacoma on the 6th, or Bellevue August 8th. Space is limited, so sign up today at LifePointLaw.com. That's LifePointLaw.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877 Cars for Kids to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
Summer is the time to feel and look your best. But I'm not talking about your abs or tan. Guys, I'm talking about your hair. Restore that bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning during Advanced Hair's once yearly summer savings event. Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment begins to regrow your very own hair the very next day, and they guarantee your new hair will grow. They are the team that addressed my hair loss, and I recommend them to everyone. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar. Advanced Hair's summer sales event is on for a limited time. So get the details and schedule your free consultation today. 425-449-8185. One-day treatment, life-changing results. With Advanced Hair, your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Check out the incredible before and afters and make the call now while their summer savings event is still on. That's 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for fast, friendly service with guaranteed repairs. With 16 family-owned locations and a Carfax preferred badge, Bucky's makes it easy with same-day service and available financing. Visit buckys.com.
John Curley here. When the AC starts acting up, don't assume you need a whole new system. Home Comfort Alliance, their approach is simple. Repair first, replace only if needed. Their techs diagnose the real problem because a simple fix can often get the cooling back up again and not cost you a full replacement. Need something new? Ask about a heat pump for year-round comfort. That's what we did at the barn. Get real pricing in 60 seconds at homecomfortalliance.com. Call the comfort people. homecomfortalliance.com.
All right, welcome back. It's feeding time on the show. We're going to check our feeds. We're going to find out what's popping up to the top of all of our feeds. What's the thing that you're just seeing shoved down your throat more and more and more?
Hard Knocks trailer.
For me, same
Hard Knocks
thing.
trailers everywhere. We
have a crossover here.
Yeah.
I'm seeing Hard Knocks trailer. I'm seeing Seahawks, Hard Knocks, championship teams.
Did you get the new owners' political donations?
I saw that.
I saw a bunch of that in my feed as well.
I saw that as well.
My feed skews pretty heavy liberal politics.
Seattle Times took a deep dive. That was on mine as well.
A few friends of mine reposted that, so I got to see that.
Here's the thing about that. We'll get into the Hard Knocks thing in a second. Okay. It's the kind of thing that I just would rather not know. I would rather not know. If you're going to own a professional sports franchise, I'm fine with it. You doing whatever political thing you want to do. I don't really care.
Okay.
But Seattle Times highlighting it and saying like, hey, let's make sure, let's highlight all these wonderful things that this guy does that we agree with here in Seattle.
Yeah.
To me, I just go like, I don't know that that's super helpful. But we live in a free country. Yeah. Enjoy it. For people who care about that kind of stuff,
it's funny. I agree.
Do it.
If it were the other way, I'd probably, in the back of my mind, resent the guy for it.
I don't resent him for it.
No, I know you don't. I'm saying I'm just owning my own bias on these.
Sure.
If it came out that he was like a heavy donor to the MAGA movement and the Trump campaigns, yada, yada, yada.
Sure. In this case, it's exactly the opposite.
It's exactly the opposite. And it shouldn't affect me that way. Paul Allen was an incredible once-in-a-generation philanthropist. He sold the team to donate it to philanthropy.
It all went to charity.
All $9 billion going to philanthropy. But I didn't really think about that when it came to Paul Allen. All I cared about was that how he ran the ball club.
How he ran the team. And do you win the games? And does it feel like they have a cool culture? With the new owners, and again, the league ownership still has to vote on that to approve it, right?
Sure, yeah,
that has to happen in August, but at this point it feels like a fait accompli. I'm fine. I really, that doesn't affect my viewing of how somebody feels politically.
Yeah.
I could care less when it comes to entertainment. If they want to talk about that kind of thing, that's fine. It's not going to stop me from going and seeing a movie. It's not going to stop me from going to a football game. It doesn't register for me in that way.
Yeah.
But when the Seattle Times is highlighting it and then we cover it in a news story, my feeling is it would just be like, I wondered if his family was like, hey, Seattle Times, what the heck? Like, why are you highlighting our first impression into Seattle? He's not from Seattle, right? He's from San Francisco.
Yeah.
He's a California guy. Why are we pushing stories about how he wants certain types of taxes or doesn't want certain types of taxes? Like, to me, you're just injecting a political thing into what otherwise is like, I'm glad that they found an owner who wants to support the team.
Do you think they think maybe the Times is thinking, okay, it's a pretty liberal community at large, at least from the Times perspective?
Oh, I'm sure.
This is going to endear him with our readership. Maybe that's the perspective they have to bring this information
95% of the people who read the Seattle Times
they're
probably
this is great news for them.
Skew hard left, and they're happy for the extra little, pat on the head that this guy has the same politics.
I mean,
but whatever.
If the guy makes bonehead moves running the team, I'm not going to give him a pass because he's my political leanings.
Just win the game.
Win the games. Run the team smart.
All right, Hard Knocks featuring your Seattle Seahawks. First time they've ever been on Hard Knocks. There was actually, Pete Carroll did not want the team on Hard Knocks.
Right.
Is what I heard.
No, you're right.
Which is why they were not on Hard Knocks.
It's a distraction. And it's so hard to win an NFL championship. And Pete knew that because he came a yard away from repeating.
Yeah.
He knows that any little distraction can be the difference maker in you winning it all or not winning it all.
Let's play a little bit of this trailer and then we can talk about it. It makes you want to, as they say, run through a wall. It's pretty exciting. Oh, where's my audio? There we go. Here it is.
Man, you are champion! You have done it through our mentality of every freaking day. Next year, that's what it's going to take.
Let's go figure out how to get better from last year. We're just going to keep attacking.
12 is 1, okay? It's a relentless attitude.
This organization knows success.
The Seahawks and John Schneider made big moves.
We coming back next year.
Training camp, it's mental and physical preparation.
This locker room is unlike any locker room I've ever been a part of.
We got to get this on camera right here.
Let's do what we do, baby. Let's spin. Let's go.
It's a pretty great trailer. Are you
Hollywood.
Are you excited?
Yeah, very excited. Yeah, because they covered the team through training camp, through exhibition season.
Yep.
It's such a well-produced show, Hard Knocks. This is the 25th year. I saw it. First time we did it was 2001.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it had been that long.
Can I give you a frightening stat about the length of time that the show has been on?
Sure.
Since its debut in 2001, no team featured on Hard Knocks has won a Super Bowl the year that they were featured.
Ooh.
They've featured 22 teams.
No
team. In fact, the most recent teams that were featured actually played pretty poorly the years that they were featured. Chicago Bears in 2024, 5-12. Jets in 23, 7-10. Lions in 22, 9-8. They all missed the playoffs.
Wow.
Which is not great, but it could go better with the Seahawks this year because they're a great team and we love them. So we're hoping for the best.
It's gonna be fun to watch.
Yeah, it'll be fun to watch. But
no one's ever won it.
That's not. Yeah, there's a reason Pete didn't like it.
Thanks, pal.
All right, we got the Jersey Kid coming up next. Stick around. We'll be right back.
KIRO Newsradio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
State Senator Jamie Peterson drafted one of the state's most progressive taxes to date, the income tax on millionaires.
Engaging conversation.
We pay teachers the fourth highest of any state in the country.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
The Seahawks! They're bringing it home again!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Insulation rebates from PSE are at historic highs. American Crawl Space and Pest Services gave over $3 million in PSE insulation rebates last year, more than any contractor in Washington. Homeowners, business owners, and PSE trust American Crawl Space and Pest Services. Was your home built before 1990? Visit AmericanCrawl.com to see how much you can save on replacing your insulation.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
For 250 years, Americans have believed in one powerful idea, that we are meant to live free. Free to work hard, free to move, free to enjoy life without being held back. But if the natural effects of aging are slowing you down, it might be time to declare your independence from aging. John Curley here. Longevity Medical Clinic has been treating the undesirable effects of aging for nearly 30 years. They have more clinical experience with actual patient care than any longevity practice in the country. I've been a patient for 17 years. Wow, time flies when you got a lot of energy. I don't know where I'd be today without longevity. Longevity Medical Clinic was started so people can get back to living life on their own terms, walking, working, exercising, and enjoying the moments that matter most. This year, as we celebrate 250 years of American independence, take a stand for your own freedom. Get your free health analysis at Longevity Medical Clinic. Find out more at lmclinic.com.
We all know a cancer diagnosis is physically and emotionally draining, but it can be financially draining too. That's why Northwest Hope and Healing is here to help. I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda, a plastic surgeon who is proud to be part of Northwest Hope and Healing's mission. We provide a lifeline for breast and gynecologic cancer patients. We cover essentials like food, utilities, and childcare so patients can focus on healing. Since the year 2000, we have distributed over $3 million in direct financial assistance to thousands of local cancer patients. And you can make a direct impact. Mark your calendar for Life in Color, a summer brunch, auction, and fashion show on August 23rd at the Somme Hotel and Spa in Woodinville. It's an unforgettable afternoon of hope and inspiration, celebrating local cancer survivors. Get your tickets now for Life in Color on August 23rd. Go to nwhopeandhealing.org to learn more. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. The U.S. has carried out 10 straight days of airstrikes targeting Iranian sites. President Trump says the damage is significant to Iran's defense systems along the coast and pushing to reopen the Strait of Hormuz.
The president told our Mary Bruce that the Iranians are desperate to meet right now, that they're desperate to try and end this because the president says they're, quote, getting decimated. But he indicated that he has no interest in doing that right now. The president said that the United States has been nice to the Iranians, but as he put it, they haven't seen anything yet.
ABC's Karen Travers. In Los Angeles, a preliminary hearing underway for David Burke. The singer known as David is facing charges in the death of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Her body was found decomposing in the trunk of a vehicle owned by the singer. He denies the charges. Tropical storm Bertha on the move, gaining strength in the Gulf and expected to make landfall along the Gulf Coast in the coming days. This is ABC News. France is moving to limit how young people use social media. France, now the first country in the European Union to pass a bill like this, though Australia adopted similar legislation last year. French Parliament says the measure would ban children under 15 from using social media. A battle pitting Homeland Security against the Catholic Church is brewing along the U.S.-Mexico border.
In an attempt to extend the existing border wall, the Trump administration plans to use eminent domain to seize about 14 acres around Mount Cristo Rey, a religious site that draws about 40,000 pilgrims a year.
My team and I are looking at every way possible to stop it.
El Paso Congresswoman Veronica Escobar has filed legislation to stop the seizure of the property.
That doesn't mean that we don't believe there should be border security.
DHS says it has no plans to restrict access to Mount Cristo Rey from the U.S. side of the border. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
On Wall Street today, stocks ending higher. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
At 2:02, wildland firefighters brace for more difficult weather. More on that story coming up. But first, Nate Connors is at the traffic desk.
Thank you, Tim. This one brought to us by Bucky's Complete Auto Care. South 5 into Seattle suddenly got tough at just past Mercer. We just cleared a stall out of your way a couple minutes ago, but it left us with a thick backup stretching back to 85th. Linwood to Seattle has climbed a 35-minute drive, about a 15-minute delay. North 5, we're packed prior to the West Seattle Bridge to the Columbia Tower, and then packed again between Mercer and the Ship Canal Bridge. About 25 minutes to get you through this. Over to Bellevue, South 405. We're slow between I-90 and Northeast 44th near the VMAC. Another backup forming down there in South Center. North 405 slows through the Renton S curves and out toward Tiger Mountain, westbound 18, just east of the summit near the Deep Creek Bridge. A disabled vehicle blocks your right lane. There's about a 1 mile backup. For 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repairs earn local trust with honest pricing and guaranteed repairs. That's why they're Carfax preferred. No gimmicks, just great service. Bucky's.com. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. It's 2:03. I'm Tim Hull. Here's what's happening. It's another challenging day for firefighters in Washington State. Heat, smoke, and fire threats continue to build. The Kaiser Canyon fire in Okanagan County remains the state's largest wildfire at more than 60,000 acres. Crews are working to strengthen fire lines ahead of volatile weather in the forecast. Smoke from that fire and the fast-growing Maudrite fire continue to impact air quality across eastern Washington. 2 firefighters are recovering from injuries while battling the Lions Ferry fire in Whitman County. State DNR says the 2 were hurt because of an unexpected wind shift while responding to that fire. Both have since been released from the hospital. Hot weather means air quality issues are creeping into western Washington.
I'm seeing moderate readings around the Whatcom and Skagit County area where we do have those air quality alerts, and now a handful more in the unhealthy for sensitive group range in Whatcom County. Most areas across the Puget Sound either good to moderate, more moderate than anything else.
KIRO 7 meteorologist Nick Allard says air quality should improve somewhat by tomorrow evening as cooler air moves in. We now know the name of a Thurston County man who died in police custody. The Cowlitz County coroner says 26-year-old Forrest Poplack of Olympia died after suffering a medical emergency following his arrest by Longview police on July 4th. According to the Olympian, his death came one day after investigators say his father, 49-year-old David Poplack, was killed in a homicide in Olympia. The cause and manner of Forrest Poplack's death remains under investigation. A Capitol Hill restaurant owner is accused of not sending payroll taxes to the IRS.
Rory McCormick, the owner of Capitol Hill's Single Shot Kitchen and Saloon, is due in court next week, according to the Seattle Times. Prosecutors say for 10 years he took tax money out of his employees' paychecks, but didn't send any of it, more than $1 million, to the IRS. And there's another $419,000 they say he also withheld from the feds. As of Monday night, the restaurant was still open for business.
That's KIRO News Radio's Frank Lenzi. Seahawks fans will get a behind-the-scenes look at the team later this summer.
Rory McCormick, the owner.
Let's do what we do, baby. Let's spin. Let's go.
HBO has announced a premiere date for its Hard Knocks series featuring Seattle's training camp. The 5-episode series will debut August 4th and follow the Seahawks as they prepare for the 2026 NFL season. It marks the first time the defending Super Bowl champions have been featured on the long-running NFL documentary series. And what would a newscast this week be without a Jimothy update? Seattle's scrappy hometown hero is getting his own bobblehead. The National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum will produce a limited edition bobblehead of Jimothy. If you want one, it's going to cost you $30, and FYI, it won't ship out until December. At 2:06, your forecast hot and hazy this afternoon with a high of 90, 65 tonight. Partly cloudy skies, partly sunny Wednesday at 93. A few clouds and a passing shower on Thursday, 79. Right now in Seattle, 82 degrees. I'm Tim Hole, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio. With your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 2 hours down, 1 hour to go. I'm very excited. We got a great interview coming up in just a second, but I want you guys to stick around also after the interview. Some news has just come to my attention about Jimothy that I need to chat with you guys about. We have some serious things to talk about with Jimothy.
Everything okay?
We need to talk about Jimothy.
Okay.
So in a few minutes, we're going to have a serious conversation about what's happening.
Okay.
We'll just have to get into it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But right now, I'm excited to welcome.
I can't wait 20 minutes.
He's still okay.
Okay. Well,
now. I'll tell you what. I just saw something. I just saw something on the internet, and I
okay. Oh, fair enough.
That's what I would like to discuss in a couple minutes. But right now, I'm excited. Another viral story we get to have on the show right now. Quinn Brown, a repeat guest on the show. Quinn, welcome back to the show.
Hi, how's it going?
It's going fantastic. For any of the audience members who isn't aware of who Quinn Brown is a Pacific Northwest young man. He's 19 years old. He's got a unique occupation. You dig around and you find valuable pieces of clothing, things like that at Goodwill, thrift stores, and then you have like an online shop where you resell these things. Is that right?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Okay, so you recently found, it made national headlines, you recently found what was actually a shooting jersey or shooting jacket for Wilt Chamberlain from the 72-73 season. And then Sotheby's reached out to you and said, we want to help you sell this thing, make some money.
Mm-hmm.
So, Quinn, last time we talked, there was great anticipation about what this auction would get to because you bought this for $3. Is that right?
Yeah, $3.07.
The auction closed yesterday. Is that right?
It did.
Tell the audience, how much money did you make on this thing?
It sold for $90,000.
Holy smokes. Unbelievable.
Congratulations, brother. Yeah,
Claps.
wonderful, wonderful.
Claps.
Can I let me get this out of the way, because this is the elephant in the room for me. Sotheby's anticipated what the auction they felt may bring in. And their estimation was a good bit higher, almost $250,000. They thought it could be worth at time of auction. And these are always speculations based upon markets and previous auction histories for like items and things like that. Did that first number, because when I first saw the number of 90, it's just me.
Yeah, no, you're being honest.
I was a little disappointed.
For Quinn.
For you.
Yeah.
Because they throw this $250,000 number out in the world there, and it's like, oh, only 90. And then I stop myself and smack myself in the back of the head. I'm like, only $90,000 for a $3 investment? So the bedrock is congratulations to you, my young friend.
Huge win.
Thank you. Yeah.
You deserve every bit because you work hard for what you do. It's not like this thing just fell into your lap. This was through hard work.
What's your feeling on this, Quinn? How are you feeling right now?
I mean, I'm obviously happy. $90,000 is pretty good.
Yeah.
I was hoping it would go higher. I'm a little surprised sitting there the last 5 minutes. It didn't really get any bids. So that was a little disappointing, but still a lot of money, especially since I only spent $3.
So that's like an $89,997 profit on your item.
96, 93 cents. You keep forgetting the 7 cents.
That's a pretty good return. You should try to do that more, Quinn, going forward.
Yeah.
Find once in a lifetime.
I'll find another.
Hey, Quinn, do you know who the buyer was? Are you able to get that information?
I'm not, unfortunately. It's anonymous. So
how does that work out? So you're sitting there, you're watching it, because most of us have never and probably will never have an item that Sotheby's reaches out to us and says, we'd like to auction for you. You're in a unique situation. So like, what was that?
Yeah.
What was that process like? You told us last time that you were here that they actually sent an armored truck to your house to exchange the item and take it away. So like, how are they updating you in the middle of this sale? What's going on there?
I mean, I would talk to somebody who works there, and we messaged on Instagram and email, and he just kind of kept me in the loop about like games that it was matched to and any updates on what was happening. And I reached out to him a few times for any questions I had, but I was kind of able to keep track of how things were going.
So he's not necessarily giving you like a minute by minute, like, hey, we got another bidder on the phone. Because I'm thinking of like a draft day situation where you have 10 people in the room talking to various people on the phone, but that's not really how it works for online auctions.
Yeah. It was more just we were just watching it go up, and it was just kind of watching the number go up. I didn't really have any live like somebody hitting a hammer or whatever.
Yeah.
Like in person, but.
And you had no reserve on this particular item, right?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Can I ask you, what does it feel like now? So like, what's Sotheby's cut of this? Is that like, are they a 10% or are they 20%? Like, are you allowed to say what?
I don't know if I'm really allowed to say.
But they take a percentage of the sale, obviously, because they're facilitating the whole thing.
It's not like Tony Soprano. They're not getting half, though, right?
No, they're not getting half. That'd be nuts.
No, okay, because I don't know those guys. I don't know what they want.
But how? So what? I mean, this has to open up all sorts of possibilities for you. How old are you? You're 19.
I'm 19. Yeah.
This is like, I mean, if you play your cards right, this money goes a long way. You basically made almost $100,000. That's insane.
Yeah.
So are you willing to share what some of your plans are? Are you going to invest
what are you going to do?
What are
you going to do with the money?
I'm investing all of it. I'm not really in a place where I need the money for anything, no debt or anything like that. So I just plan to put it towards my future.
Have your parents had the it's time to start paying rent talk with you yet?
They're like, now that you're rich.
Not quite yet.
Okay, good.
Are you going to use it to expand your business? Are you going to use some of it to like invest in what you do and try to, hit a wider audience?
Yeah, I've had a few ideas with like an embroidery machine to pick out logos to put on clothing, just because that's kind of what I'm good at. But I haven't made any final decisions yet.
So you've got an online store that you said about 1,600 items that are up for auction on your store at any one given time. They come and they go. Are you going to continue to put that much time and effort into that store and keep growing that brand, your particular brand?
Yeah, I mean, I can see myself doing this for a few more years. I think it's going really well. I'm making more money than I would at a normal job. So or a normal job for me. I mean, I
For
didn't go to college,
For a
so I don't
19-year-old,
have-
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Is college in your future?
probably not. I'm not really. I don't know. I didn't enjoy school very much, and I found that I was really good at other things, and I'm able to put in just as much effort as other people would to their regular jobs.
Well, let me tell you what, Quinn. I think you've got a good head on your shoulders. We've only known you for about 15 minutes real time, but it sounds like you know, just the fact that you're not sitting out there going like, I'm going to go buy a sweet new used car.
Yeah.
I'm going to instead invest that money and save that money. I think that's super smart. And just in case, and I hope you don't feel this way, and Spike was kind of alluding to this, when there's people who are kind of telling you that, hey, this is going to sell for $250,000 or $150,000 between, $150 and $250, whatever the number. Have you ever seen a movie called Moneyball with Brad Pitt?
I've heard of it.
You've heard of it. You're too young to watch it. Yeah, it came out a
They
long time ago.
They say some swear words. I don't want you to watch it.
You were probably 10 when that movie came out. But anyway, at the end of Moneyball, Billy Beane, who has just done this tremendous thing, he's just had this massive accomplishment because he didn't get to the final World Series and his team got to the threshold, but they didn't quite get there. He has his younger version who's basically like his assistant, played by Jonah Hill. Do you know who that is, Jonah Hill?
Yeah, I know Jonah Hill.
Okay, yeah. Jonah Hill tells him, he goes like, you don't even realize what you've done. You've accomplished this amazing thing. And Billy Beane's kind of disappointed. He goes, you don't even realize you've changed the entire way this game is going to work because you've done this cool thing. And I feel like for you, $89,000, maybe it's not $250, but at your age, $89,000, you're talking to like two guys who are like, I'm middle-aged and Spike is like just a little ahead of me. We look back at 19. If we had $90,000 at 19,
I wouldn't be alive today. I'm sorry, to be completely transparent. If somebody handed me $90,000 at my 19th birthday, I wouldn't have seen 20.
Yeah, you're totally right. Yeah, set a clock.
Or congratulate your parents for both of us for doing such a great job raising such a fine young man.
It's awesome, dude. Dude, we're excited. Yeah, totally excited for you. All right, well, Quinn Brown, we thank you for joining us, and congrats on all the new money, and I hope you put it to a lot of good use.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for having me.
You betcha, buddy.
That's a good head on his shoulders. I like Quinn. That's great. All right, we got to move over to Jimothy real fast. We got to talk about this.
Yeah, what's going on? That you look genuinely concerned. Or
well,
I
was
scared a little bit when you said you got news.
Here's the thing. I'm seeing a lot of this should have been in my our feeding time. We talked about Seahawks because that was heavy in our feeding time, but Jimothy is all over everything right now. So you talked about earlier there was a Goodyear ad.
Goodyear tires, so saying, hey, your tire is going to give you a safe stop.
Yep.
What happens if your car can't stop and you kill Jimothy?
Yep.
It's time to get your tires checked.
Goodyear has their ad. You have the everybody has a Jimothy thing right now. Absolutely everybody's doing something with Jimothy.
NASA partnered up, right?
NASA has a Jimothy thing
early in the week.
Roku City. Do you ever use a Roku? Do you use a Roku?
Yeah, we got a Roku going on in our basement. Yeah.
Okay, so the Roku, when your screen freezes on Roku, if you
Roku
don't use
City.
it for long, Roku City, which I love.
Billboards.
And they update it, and there's a background, and there's all these hidden things. Like there's an ET reference, there's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles references, there's Mary Poppins.
It moves with culture too. If something's new on Roku, it'll be featured on a marquee in Roku City.
Yeah, it's actually a brilliant advertising campaign because if there's like a movie that's coming out that they want to advertise on the little cinema thing that's in the background, they'll have like, hey, coming now, the Odyssey or whatever it is. So Jimothy has now made an appearance on Roku City. If you can spot him, and he's walking near the, I believe he's walking near the door where you can also see the leg lamp from
Christmas Story.
Christmas Story.
Okay.
So Jimothy is kind of crawling by with his little humpback.
And his long leg.
Yeah. And then I saw this, and I feel like this is a bridge too far, but San Francisco, the San Francisco government has a hot Jimothy summer. Now, this makes me think of two things. Number one, you can't co-op somebody else's little sideshow animal. I don't think that's the thing that you can do.
He's Seattle's?
Well, he's a Seattle fixture.
He is. He's ours.
Goodyear acknowledged that he was a Seattle fixture, right?
Yeah.
So for San Francisco to be calling it hot Jimothy summer, they don't have a Jimothy. Do they?
No, they
Unless
don't.
I'm unaware. Maybe they do have a Jimothy, but I don't think that they have a Jimothy. They have monk seals or whatever they have. They have big
sea lions.
Sea lions, that's it.
On the wharf, yeah.
It's not like we don't find sea lions from San Francisco and go, it's hot sea lion summer, and just take their thing. So that's a whole side thing. But it makes me wonder if Jimothy is not flying too close to the sun.
Well,
America does this. We love to prop up a celebrity. We love to raise them up and put them on a pedestal until we push them off and they fall.
Right.
And that's what I'm worried now. We're putting a lot of pressure on this crooked little back. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I don't know that he can take it.
Sorry. Yeah. Well, he doesn't belong to. He belongs to the world now. He doesn't belong to us. Yes. He was on the Daily Show last night.
He was on the.
He's been on the Today Show.
This is too much.
See this tattoo?
Is that a Jim? I can't tell if that's a Jimothy tattoo.
That's a Jimothy. That's a full-on Jimothy tattoo.
Okay. He's got very long arms in that, though.
Yeah, but Connolly Tate of Not Occult Tattoos in Seattle, Washington. That's Jimothy. That's a Jimothy tattoo.
I just think all this attention on this little guy. It's not. If celebrity teaches us anything, anytime somebody gets super famous really fast, and this guy is on a meteoric rise to fame, it doesn't end well. Show me one case where it ends up being a good thing. I just can't think. I can't play out a scenario long term. He's burning so brightly right now, it's going to burn him up. I just feel like everybody needs to pump the brakes on Jimothy and chill out. Let him live his little trash panda life, like you were saying yesterday.
Yeah, let him just be. Let him be him.
Let him be him.
Give him some space. And we're in the newsroom. There's been coverage of all these different developments. The bobbleheads coming out as Tim told you in the last news break. We give him his space. You're spot on. Our main concern now is people trying to get their moment. Their selfie. Spot him in the wild. Will Ballard be overrun with people on a Jimothy hunt? And they already are.
Do you remember
Do you
remember the Pokemon Go when
Pokemon Go?
came
People
out
out there catching the imaginary games. Yeah.
Yeah, and they got their phones and they're all doing the thing.
Yeah.
That was a weird time because you would literally have these people walking around parks, like filling parks, people who hadn't been near grass in years.
Yeah.
Taking pictures of imaginary
things that weren't really there.
Yeah. It's actually that kind of psychotic behavior when you think about it.
It's a little troubling.
But now those same people are going to be out there. There's going to be people now who are going to. I'm seeing a lot of videos pop up about Jimothy on fences. Here's Jimothy digging through trash last night, whatever it was. People are going to go and find these little spots, and they're going to be camping out, just like people who go and look at the leaves change in New England. And they drive the locals crazy. And now you're going to see that here. And God bless that little raccoon.
Oh, man, Jimothy's got an honorary degree from Washington.
Shut.
I'm telling you.
No, he doesn't.
University of Washington has awarded Jimothy an honorary degree.
This is too much. This is too much.
See, this is where the resentment, that's where we turn the corner.
We're 6-7ing this thing right now.
Yeah, we are.
Everybody has gone too far. He probably can't even read good. Why are you going to give an honorary degree? That's not realistic. What's he going to do with an honorary degree? Does he even understand the value of it? Probably not.
Probably not. Is he going to be the same in his little raccoon community? Is he going to be kind of above it all now? A little too special, right? Are other raccoons going to be like, oh, there he goes. Make way.
Little big for his britches. You thought he was an outcast before. Wait now.
Well, Jimothy, if you're listening.
What's your message to Jimothy? Yeah, send Jimothy a message.
Don't let your head get bigger than your back. Okay,
it's gonna be tough to do.
Stay in the game, buddy. You be you.
Lay low.
Don't believe the hype.
Tough for him.
Don't believe.
But lay low.
Don't believe the hype. Okay, you're still you, man. Your mom still loves you.
Yeah.
You remember your brothers and sisters that played with your little deformed bod even before you got famous.
100%.
Don't forget them. Don't forget who you meet on the way up because you're going to see them again on the way down.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. That precipitous fall from the top of before it was a fence. Now.
It's the
top of the world.
Right.
He's above the Space Needle.
You're right.
He's on the San Francisco. He's on the Golden Gate Bridge. There's a picture of him next to the Golden Gate Bridge.
You're right. That ticks me off.
Does that make you mad?
It does. It does.
Is it weird that we're feeling territorial for this tiny little raccoon that we didn't know about 2 days ago?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. We cared for him. We loved him first.
Hands off our Jimothy. Jimothy.
Yeah, we loved him first. Oh, my gosh. This is so bizarre.
It's crazy. I don't know how it can get much bigger.
Hey, let's tease our next guest because I'm excited about this.
Oh, this is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun.
Todd Meyer is going to come on and join us because yesterday we had a conversation about smoke and wildfire smoke and the way it's impacting the entirety of the country, not just our state.
Yeah.
And former Governor Inslee made a post, kind of a very performative post.
He always is posting about climate change.
About climate change and, and how now we get to suffer through the effects of climate change and blah, 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 blah. And we mentioned at the time, probably Governor Inslee is, he's posting so he can stay relevant, so he can maybe run one day for a higher office.
He said millions of Americans are now breathing the consequences of the climate change that is fundamentally changing North American forests. Todd Myers responded to that and said Canadian forest fires, as experienced by Mark Twain in 1895. And then he has a quote by Mark Twain that basically says, you can't see in Detroit more than 800 yards because the wildfires are so bad that the smoke is so thick. So basically, everything old is the same as it ever was.
We haven't invented wildfires here of late. But
you said that was asinine.
That was a pretty asinine to discount what the governor had said about the proliferation of wildfires given and being exacerbated, extreme wildfires, by climate change. And I said, Todd's anecdotal story of a wildfire in 1895 shouldn't have any bearing on whether the governor's comments were valid or not.
You said
I said it was asinine. And Todd wants to come on and clarify and kind of push back a little bit on
Defend himself.
Yeah. That's the best.
You threw down a gauntlet.
I called him. I said it was an asinine, which makes him an ass.
And he wants to.
Well, I don't know the definition of asinine, but if you make an asinine statement, it takes an ass to do so.
You just called somebody the A word.
I like the guy.
Doesn't sound like it.
I do.
He's coming on next. And you guys are going to have a live debate. It's going to be great.
Discuss the merits of the governor's point of view.
I have it on good authority that Jimothy might even tune into this. Isn't that amazing?
I can do it.
Is that what they sound like?
I don't know. I'll look it up. We should have. All right. We can get him on for the Today Show.
Todd Myers is going to be live next. He and Spike are going to go a few rounds. It's going to be a lot of fun. Stay tuned for that. We'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Davis Law Group.
Dear Ursula, I have a group of friends who have bonded over...
Hi, I'm Ursula Voitin from the G and Ursula Show, and I'm launching a new podcast called Ask Ursula. This is your space. Real life, real questions, whether it's about family, friendships, love, and yes, even the fun stuff like travel and finding your signature scent. Hit me up and ask your questions at mynorthwest.com/Ursula. I look forward to connecting with you.
At mynorthwest.com and the G and Ursula YouTube channel.
Our founders believed that freedom wasn't just a word. It was a way of life. The freedom to move forward, the freedom to pursue what matters most, the freedom to live fully. But aging has a way of taking those freedoms away. That's why there's Longevity Medical Clinic. John Curley here. My best move was becoming a patient of Longevity Medical Clinic years ago, and second best move, getting my wife Nicole to join me this year. Stop guessing and start working with a doctor who knows your goals and get personalized care designed around you, not the average patient. Discover what's holding you back and what can help you thrive with longevity. Aging is natural, but some of the effects are undesirable, and you don't want to have to just accept it. So this year, as we celebrate 250 years of freedom, ask yourself a simple question. Are you living with the freedom you deserve? Get real answers about your health and get your free health analysis at Longevity Medical Clinic. Find out more at lmclinic.com.
Not all roofs are created equal, and not all warranties are either. This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. Right now, take advantage of free lifetime Golden Pledge warranties on all GAF shingle installations and save up to $3,000 or choose 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest up to 24 months. Summertime savings won't last forever. Protect your home with a roof you can count on for decades. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today. Held to a higher standard since 1968.
When Dennis suggested retirement planning to his wife, Linda, she had the same reaction lots of people do.
We really need it.
Then they attended a free seminar with elder law attorney Rajiv Nagayich at LifePoint Law.
He asked me, what do you want? And he truly listened. And at the end of it, it was like, we need to do this.
There are many people on the radio that speak about many things. And when we got here and actually worked with the team that Rajiv has put together, it turns out that it is not just talk, it is action.
And in the worst case?
I said to him, if something happens to Dennis, what would I do exactly? And he said, you pick up the phone and you call Rajiv or you call me. And that right there was like peace of mind.
Register for a free LifePoint Law Retirement Planning Seminar in Federal Way on August 1st, Puyallup on the 4th, Tacoma on the 6th, or Bellevue August 8th. Space is limited, so sign up today at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com.
So, how's your research going?
Surprising! After I figured out the top-rated TVs in our price range, I went shopping for deals.
And who's the best?
It wasn't the internet, and it wasn't the warehouse club.
But?
It was video only. They had better deals on the Samsung, LG, and the Sony TVs that got the highest scores.
Better than online and at the club?
I know! Video only beat them all. And now we can afford an even better model for the same price. My research really paid off.
If we buy it video only.
Exactly. Otherwise, we'll be sorry.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma, Video Only.
Summer is the time to feel and look your best, but I'm not talking about your abs or tan. Guys, I'm talking about your hair. Restore that bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning during Advanced Hair's once yearly summer savings event. Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment begins to regrow your very own hair the very next day, and they guarantee your new hair will grow. They are the team that addressed my hair loss, and I recommend them to everyone. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar. Advanced Hair's summer sales event is on for a limited time. So get the details and schedule your free consultation today. 425-449-8185. One-day treatment, life-changing results. With Advanced Hair, your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Check out the incredible before and afters and make the call now while their summer savings event is still on. That's 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Hi, I'm Marla at Sky Nursery with a heads up that gardening in July has its challenges. Seattle summer drought can cause plants to droop in just a matter of hours, and rabbits and aphids can get a little out of hand in your garden, especially if you have any travel plans this summer. That's where an experienced Sky gardener can make a difference with down-to-earth and sustainable solutions to all manner of gardening quagmires. After all, you deserve to enjoy a beautiful, thriving summer garden without having to learn the hard way first. We can help. Head to skynursery.com.
At Seattle Children's Hospital, 1 in 3 patient families can't afford the food their kids need to heal. Safeway and Jackson Smith & Jigba are fighting back with the Food First Project. No barriers, just help for families right now. Learn more at Safeway.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, it's 2:30. I'm Tim Hull. Here's what's happening. We know World Cup in Seattle saw no serious crime during the event. Now we know one of the reasons why. Here's KIRO News Radio's James Lynch.
Operation Red Card is a just-revealed crackdown that was tied to the World Cup. Federal and local agents teamed up to target repeat violent offenders and the drug networks behind them, saying the same groups pushing fentanyl are also driving gun violence across Seattle and King County. FBI Special Agent in charge, Mike Harrington.
This team located and arrested 17 subjects and seized 12 firearms of various calibers, many of which had alterations known as switches, which turn a semi-automatic into a fully automatic firearm.
Of the 17 people arrested, King County prosecutors say 10 are already charged with a variety of crimes. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Bill Gates met with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein more than 24 times. According to an external review commissioned by the Gates Foundation, the two were together about 30 times from 2011 to 2014. One of those meetings was on the Gates Foundation campus. Gates spoke with the Wall Street Journal earlier this year.
I think I was quite stupid. I thought it would help me with global health philanthropy. In fact, it failed to do that, and it was just a huge mistake.
Neither the Gates Foundation nor Gates himself are accused of any wrongdoing. Boeing is adding to its lead at the Farnborough Air Show with nearly 150 aircraft orders, the biggest score so far, a 100-plane 737 MAX order from SMBC Aviation Capital. The company has also picked up orders for 15 787 Dreamliners from Philippine Airlines, 28 additional 787s from Riyadh Air, 5 777-8 freighters from MSC Air Cargo, and 8 new jets for Uganda Airlines. One of Boeing's largest customers says it will not take early versions of the 777X.
Tim Clark runs Emirates Airlines and says they will not take the first 10 777Xs off the assembly line. According to the Seattle Times, that's because of the amount of repair work needed to incorporate design changes. Clark told the Telegraph those planes should be turned into baked bean tins. The FAA has not certified the planes yet, but Boeing expects to start delivering them next year, 7 years behind schedule. And Boeing recently confirmed that last year it scrapped one of the early 777Xs. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
And this just in, Alaska Airlines says Hawaiian Airlines will replace its aging Boeing 717s with larger 737-800s for inter-island flights starting in 2028. The Seattle Times reports the move gives Alaska about 25% more seats and marks another win for Boeing. State Route 202 was nearly washed out by flooding over the last year, and now it's time for repairs. The road will be closed just east of the roundabout in Falls City from late Friday night to early Monday morning. The Washington Department of Transportation's Elizabeth Mount says drivers will have a 16-mile detour to get around the closure.
We really appreciate people understanding the emergency nature of this work and why it needs to happen, and recognize that this is going to put a damper on some people's days with that extra travel time, but it's really important that it gets done.
You can find the detour map and more information on the project at mynorthwest.com. And on that note, at 2:34, let's check KIRO News Radio traffic with Nate.
Thanks, Tim. KIRO News Radio app has the update. 25 minutes from Linwood into downtown Seattle. South 5 looking good. And then you're going to jam up at 50th to the Convention Center. Southbound 99 is heavy from about North 46 there, approaching the Aurora Bridge to about mid-Lake Union. North 5, we're packed at the Michigan curve to the Ship Canal Bridge. Got about a 1 mile clearing through the heart of downtown. 25 minutes to get through this. Northbound 405, we're heavy heading through Totem Lake. Bellevue to Linwood's at 35 minutes. That's about a 15-minute delay. South 405 slows at Southeast 8th and Bellevue to the Renton Landing. Bellevue to South Center, plan on 25 minutes. And if your travel's taking north through Burlington, North 5 at George Hopper Road, just past the Skagit River Bridge, a collision partially blocks your right lane. This is at the end of the on-ramp, and there's a good 3 mile solid backup starting near Broad Street. Text app to 888-973-5476 and download the KIRO News Radio app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Your Tuesday forecast, hazy and hot. High of 90 today, partly cloudy, 65 tonight. Tomorrow, partly sunny. That heat advisory until 11 o'clock tomorrow night. Right now, 84 with high clouds in Seattle. I'm Tim Hole, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. This is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a little awkward. Hope you guys don't mind seeing two grown men battle it out, which is what this segment's going to be. I'm going to step aside on this one. This is going to be Spike O'Neill.
Hey,
and
man,
this is going to be our buddy Todd Myers from the Washington Policy Center.
Let me just give you permission. If you feel like Todd's just getting slapped around,
I will. I'll stop the fight.
Feel free to come in. No, feel free to come in and help him out, man.
Really?
You want to tap in? You come off the top buckle? Bring it, brother boy.
Todd doesn't need me for this conversation. I promise you that, Spike.
I'm just trying to puff myself up with a sense of false.
In my corner.
We all do, Todd. Thank you very much. Yes.
Todd Myers, welcome to the show, man. We appreciate you coming on.
Thanks for having me on.
All right, I'm going to set this up real fast, and I'm going to let you two discuss this. This was yesterday. Jay Inslee posted, there's a bunch of wildfires happening in Canada. The eastern part of the United States is really seeing a lot of the effects of the smoke that are drifting down.
Midwest, Northeast, Mid-Atlantic, all under health advisory warnings because of smoke.
In fact, was it Chicago or Detroit that had for at least a couple of days they had the worst air quality on the planet? Detroit.
Yeah,
okay.
Worst on the planet.
Yeah.
Which we did a couple summers ago, remember?
Yeah, I remember that.
Seattle, Washington had worse air than Beijing.
So Jay Inslee posted, he says, millions of Americans are now breathing the consequences of the climate change that is fundamentally changing North American forests. Jay Inslee's very quick to post on anything climate change. It's kind of it's the only tool in his bag. Todd Myers, you posted about an experience that Mark Twain had talking about Canadian forest fires in 1895. And I read that on the show yesterday. And Spike said that's an asinine take. And then you texted me today and you said, hey, I saw that clip of Spike saying that I have an asinine take. I'd love to expand a little bit on, context of what I was discussing. I said, that would be delightful.
That'd be delightful.
So now, Todd, should we let our guest
be delightful?
Should we let our guest start?
Please.
Okay, Todd, please explain.
Yeah, so I showed that quote to a colleague of mine, and he said, that's one of the nicest things people have said about you. So
you're welcome.
I used to I used to work at the Washington State Department of Natural Resources and worked in, forest health and other things like that. And the point that I was making with that quote about 1895 is not that climate change can't have an impact on forest fires, but that smoke, it's in and of itself, is not evidence of forest fire, or is not evidence of climate change, rather, or not evidence of the impact of climate change. Of course, hotter temperatures create more circumstances for forest fires. There's no doubt about that. And we have seen increased temperatures. But when you look at what the causes of forest fires are, climate change is significantly down on the list of things that are causing it, both in Canada and in Western Washington. And there was a great study just a few years ago from Science, and it was actually from the researchers of the Forest Service, where they ranked different things that were most important in terms of increasing forest fires. And forest health was far and away number one, and climate change was way down the list. Not zero, but it was way down the list. And so I just think Governor Inslee is very glib about blaming everything on climate change and saying, well, there's smoke, it must be climate change. That's simply not the case.
Well, you mentioned forest health being a much higher ranking factor toward wildfire than climate change, but isn't forest health also determined by or impacted by climate change? I mean, drier proliferation of pests in the forest because of drier, hotter climates. Right, more drought, more dried out vegetation. All those are climate change, I think, directly affected elements. And what I was speaking to is that we've had, I looked this up, we've had 7 of the 8 most extreme wildfires in recorded history have been in the last 10 years. So it seems to me that while there's always been wildfires and there are many causes for wildfires are becoming more extreme and more frequent because of climate change. Is that a fair thing to say?
Yes and no. First off, I'm not sure that.
Sorry, I couldn't resist. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm not sure that the most extreme forest fires in history have been in the recent years. In the United States and in North America, early in the 1900s, we actually had many more acres burned than we are now. And part of that is what has caused the problem, which is that for a long period of time, we stopped fire from being, which is a natural part of these systems. And so what happened is that forests grew overgrown and unhealthy. And so when you say climate change creates forest health problems, that's sort of true. But a much larger impact is that we have taken fire out of these forests, and that forests grow very dense and together, and there's so many trees that they are weakened, and they're not able to fight off pest infestations by sapping them out. They don't have the energy. And so what happens then is what used to be a pest infestation that forests could deal with now takes over in weakened trees, not because of climate change, but because we have too many trees left. And so actually, I tweeted that I was going to be on today and posted a video that I hope people will look at. One of the best groups dealing with this is the Colville tribes, because they deal with forest health and they are thinning their forests so their forests are healthier and more resistant both to climate change, but also to pest infestations and other things. That's what we need to focus on. Climate change is a cause, but it's not the main cause and it's not the solution either.
So I guess when you're right, and the Colville, by the way, the reservation, that tribe right now is dealing with intense fire as we speak. So our thoughts with them, and I hope that's not as less devastating as it potentially could be. You know, when Jake read your quote about Mark Twain, like we've always had forest fires, I was like, how does an event 100+ years ago have any bearing whatsoever on whether or not things are getting worse with regard to forest fires because of climate change? That's why I use the the A word. I dropped an A word bomb on your comment.
You said asinine.
I said it was an asinine thing to say.
Pretty glib about it, too, if I'm honest.
And I stand by that. I mean...
You still think it was asinine?
Well, Todd...
After all of that explanation, you still think it was asinine?
You misrepresented Todd's comment.
No, I didn't. I read it verbatim.
No, but you said the reason Inslee was wrong is, and Todd shows right here, because there was a fire in 1995. So the asinine comment came from you, not from Todd Myers.
You see, I have to deal with this every single day. Every single day.
Well, and look, to be fair, it's hard to convey in 280 characters, right? What everything that I've just said. So
you're well versed, you're well spoken.
Let me
on
ask
the
you
topic.
this, Spike, since you've brought me into this. Now
Sure.
You're calling me asinine.
I don't know. You just sitting on the side like that makes me nervous.
Every time that, I'm just like gaining information here, and I'm waiting to use it against you. Every time.
Oh, look, Red.
Oh, now we're out of time.
I love this job.
You know what happened? You know what caused that? According to Inslee and Spike, that's climate change right there, stopping
baby.
me from being able to make my point.
No, we'll have this conversation again.
No, honestly, and you can back me up on this, Mr. Myers. Every time Jay Inslee posts about climate change, no matter what, any fire he's posting about, he's not looking at what caused the fire. Many of them are human started.
Oh, absolutely.
He's just saying, this is climate change, obviously climate change, somebody please buy my book. That's my point. He's trying to jump into this every single time that he can because he's trying to get his name out there, or he's trying to sell you something, or like Al Gore, he's trying to make a bunch of money off of it.
He's trying to stay relevant so he can run for some public office.
He's trying to stay relevant in any way possible, and that was my point with Jay Inslee.
I think that's a good point. I think he is just trying to sell books, when really people should be buying my book, Time to Think Small, at Amazon.
Bingo.
By the way, your book, Flame Retardant, not Jay Inslee's. His book's a fire danger.
We don't know if that's actually the case. What's your book called, Todd?
It's called Time to Think Small. It's about how to solve environmental problems like forest fires by using technology.
Can I find it on Amazon?
You can.
Great.
Check it out.
Thank you, Todd.
All right,
you're a
Todd
good man.
Myers, you're a good man.
I retract all my comments.
I don't think you're asinine, Todd.
I don't either
think
anymore.
You're a good dude. All right.
It's always nice to talk with you guys.
Good having you on, buddy. All right, we got last call coming up next. Your text messages, you still got a couple minutes to get those in. We'll be right back.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear the John Curley Show, 3 to 7.
The media's in the passenger seat. The government's driving the bus. Problem is, I don't know how the government gets people's trust back, and I don't know how the media gets the trust back as well. We've become a low-trust society. I don't know if we're as bad as the former USSR or Russia is now. Truth is whatever anybody pays it to be, and somebody wants to believe it for whatever reason somebody wants to believe it.
Watch live or later on the John Curley Show's YouTube channel.
Thermostat says 90 degrees. How's your house? Is it staying cool? Is your insulation up to speed? Give my friends at Integrity Roofing and Construction a call today, 206-202-ROOF. Get a free video inspection, free assessment of your insulation needs. Did your roof survive the winter without any leaks? They can inspect that for you, too. Integrity does full repairs, restorations, full roof replacements. Whatever you need done, they can do it for you, and they can do it well. Hundreds of great reviews on their website. One of them is mine. They treated my home better than I do. IntegrityRC.com is the website, IntegrityRC.com.
If you're over 62 and worried about how far your retirement savings will go, I'd like you to hear this. I'm Steve Teitler, owner of Best Mortgage. Every week I talk with seniors who love their home and want to stay, but feel financial pressure every month. Property taxes keep going up. Insurance costs more. Everyday bills add up, and for some, they still have a mortgage payment. If you're wondering how long your savings need to last, a reverse mortgage may be worth a look. It could eliminate your mortgage payment, pay off debts, and give you breathing room every month. Now, I want to make it clear it's not right for everyone, but for the right person, it can be a very smart financial tool. When you call Best Mortgage, you'll speak directly with me. I'll explain your options and tell you honestly if it makes sense for you. If you want to stay in your home with less financial stress, call me, 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage. Honest advice you can trust. 425-649-6000.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repair, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-list member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
So, what are you reading?
I'm checking out the ratings on the new TVs, and it looks like Samsung, LG, and Sony got the best scores.
Just like last year. What about those new high dynamic range TVs?
They got the highest scores of all, but their prices are really high.
Did you check online?
Yeah, their prices were about the same.
Well, there's one place where we can get a hot deal on those top-rated models.
Where?
At Video Only. Check out the ratings on TV stores.
I see. Video Only scored better than the others.
So, if you want the best deal on the best TVs,
then we should take our TV ratings and head over to top-rated Video Only.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma, Video Only.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get the same breakthrough one-day treatment I received at Advanced Hair during their once yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during their best offer of the year. For details and a free consultation, call 425-449-8185, advancedhair.com.
All right, welcome back to the show. It's last call. All your best text messages you guys sent throughout the show. Lots of topics today. I would say that most of the topics are skewing Jimothy. So we will get to some Jimothy stuff here in just a moment. Laura, why don't you start us off?
Yeah, on the heavy set umpire who got in the way at a Mariners game, Joel in Big Lake says, I was a professional umpire for over 20 years. Umpires are part of the field. But I will say this, that umpire should have got out of the way. I'm a big guy, and I could have easily got out of the way of that hit.
It did feel like he was a half step behind what he should have been.
He was not nimble.
Not nimble.
He was not nimble.
Not going to have a future in the ballet.
No. But I still think the pitcher from the Reds totally overreacted.
Which you figured out on one of the breaks. Was he a former Mariner?
Former Mariner pitcher, was with us last year, picked up at the trade deadline, lasted the rest of the season, yeah.
He's holding on to all sorts of resentments.
Yeah, exactly.
He just got grand slams.
Now he's waking up in Cincinnati every morning. He gave up a grand slam on one pitch to Cal Raleigh, and then a fat umpire gets what should have been an ending inning.
Oh, don't use such fat-shaming words.
I'm just quoting him directly.
Oh, okay.
But if I quote him directly, I'd lose my job.
Yeah, it would cost us a lot of money.
I'm just saying. Donna and Lacey says, question, should a redo happen when there is an umpire-referee interference? No. It's part of the game.
Sure.
NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball.
Soccer. We saw it in the World Cup a bunch.
Soccer all the time. Remember a couple years ago, it was the Ravens and Niners. And Lamar Jackson, an umpire stumbles and falls on his back in the end zone. Lamar Jackson, trying to outrun a safety, trips over the referee and is awarded a safety. Yeah. Umpires is part of the field, as are referees.
Jeez Louise. Let me read this last one. 360 says, fat umpires are just like fat cops, incapable of doing the job they were hired to do. They should be fired. That's from 360. That's not me.
Wow.
Yeah.
No
you could
place-
say heavy set.
There's
heavy
no place
set's-
for fat cops.
Well, heavy set's a nicer way to say
Well,
something.
I don't have a problem with the fat word. I'm more problem with the, they can't watch a desk.
A heavy set cop still needs to be able to hop over a fence and chase a bad guy.
Does he?
I
There's
would
lots of
hope
co-
so.
there's lots of cop jobs.
You think we should? Let me ask you a question. There's a criminal who's just stolen your wife's purse.
Uh-huh.
2 cops show up to chase this bad guy down to get your wife's credit cards back.
Sure.
Thin, athletic-looking dude.
Sure.
Heavy set dude. Which one do you want
I
chasing
want the
after?
thin guy running him down.
Okay.
Yeah, but when we throw in jail, I want the fat guy leaning against the cell door so it can't open.
That's fair.
Right? It's a job for everybody.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do Jimothy skyrocketing fame.
You want to start or should I?
Laura, why don't you start?
I'll
us off?
start.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Jamestown and Eastlake says, now that we've established that we have our very own cryptid in real life, we should do what we can to remind people this is a wild creature. This is like Neil the seal. Did you guys see that story in Australia? No. Neil is this giant fat seal who keeps breaking through fences and lounging around a small neighborhood.
Strange.
Google it. Okay, back to Jamestown and Eastlake. You're going to have to stay back like 600 plus feet. You may not like it, but the only way you're going to see this guy is if you respect his space.
That's good advice. Respect his space.
Don't crowd him.
Yeah, don't crowd him.
306 says, 360, how can we have a bobblehead Jimothy if he doesn't even have a neck? Fair question.
Yeah, what's bobbling on the bobblehead? Okay, on dating during the World Cup, Rick the Plumber says this may or may not be a factor. When we went to the Australia game, 6 city blocks were drinking from 8 a.m. to late in the day. We talked to so many Aussie women. It was quite the atmosphere, and it was so easy to talk with people. It tends to be when you're drinking a lot.
On a related topic on not so appealing tech workers, Alexia says, not a catch, LOL. I am in tech, so I'm one to know that there's not always a catch. But I would recommend our previous texter. If you start drinking at 8 a.m. and drink for 6 hours downtown,
problem solved.
Everybody looks better.
Problem solved.
Right? Yeah.
There you go.
On Fairweather fans?
Aaron says, a Fairweather fan is a fan in the making. Don't discourage it. That's a great way to look at Fairweather fans.
It is. That's right. It's just they just new to the game.
Absolutely. Yep.
360 says baseball. Every team wins 54 games, every team loses 54 games, and every team's season's success comes down to how they do in the remaining 54 games.
That's a lot of games.
Direct quote from West Wing.
That's a lot of games.
That's West Wing, episode 3, season 2, Sam Seaborn.
You know it?
Yes.
By heart?
Every team wins 54 games. Every team's going to lose 54 games. Which those other 54 games
This
that makes
says
all
so
the
much
difference.
about us. You can quote West Wing episode
Verbatim.
by episode.
Verbatim. It's
I could do
midterms.
the same thing with The Office.
Right.
2 very different shows.
Okay.
All right.
What kind of minds we have.
Thank you guys for hanging with us today. We really appreciate it. John Curley's coming up next. We got a good show tomorrow. We already got a guest lined up that I promise you're not going to want to miss. So come back for that. Bring a friend when you get here. I'm not going to spoil it, but you're going to want to be here. All right, we'll see you then. Bye-bye.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear the John Curley Show, 3 to 7.
If 20 people were asked to choose toppings for a pizza, and the majority were not asked to pay for any of the toppings, they would probably choose, the majority would, the most delicious and therefore the most expensive. Government should list the price of the toppings and everybody should pay something. We are ruled by the ignorant, elected by the ignorant, and that is the case.
Watch live or later on the John Curley Show's YouTube channel.
Well, it's official. My friends have all switched to Pure Talk because I told them they could save a bunch of money on a super reliable high-speed network with unlimited data. And because they're my friends, they trust me. As for the rest of you, well, Pure Talk understands that even though you might like me, you're not just going to take my word for it, nor should you. For that reason, and for a very limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited plan that normally sells for $65 a month. Think of it like a test drive, a super simple way to save $150 while you kick the tires on Pure Talk's blazing fast network, and a fine way to see for yourself why I switched from big wireless, along with a few 100,000 of my closest friends. Dial pound 250. Say Mike Rowe. And be connected to Pure Talk's friendly U.S. customer service team. Again, dial pound 250. Say Mike Rowe and let the savings begin.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Hey, when was the last time you inspected your crawl space or your attic? What's the last time you went in there just to see what kind of shape they're in? Oh, never? Yeah, same. I don't want to go in there. Most homeowners completely avoid those areas, but it is important to check on them regularly. It's why you call Crawl Pros. They'll come out and go where you don't want to. Hey, it's Mike Salk here. And yes, when Crawl Pros came out to my place, they realized we had a little problem with our insulation. So they've set about fixing it, and they did a great job. But if you've got the same problem, they'll also look to see what kind of energy rebates are available. Right now, local utility companies are incentivizing homeowners to make their home more energy efficient with proper insulation. And some homes qualify for several $1,000s in savings with these utility rebate programs. So don't just assume your crawl space and attic are in great condition. Do what I did. Call Crawl Pros today and schedule a free corner-to-corner inspection and find out if you've got water intrusion, mold, rodent issues, or even damaged insulation. Schedule your crawl space and attic inspection at crawlpros.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone